We're live. Happy New Year, you guys out there. Good to see you. Just farmers and myself at the moment.
Oh, we gone live. I'm still waiting to hit the mute button. That hasn't caught up over here yet.
It says we're live.
Oh, here we go. There we are.
With excellent
No,
condition.
it's got its usual lag. We're there now.
Excellent connection. Hasn't caught up on the viewers yet. Still says no viewers, but I can see William Ball and Dave out there. Jaren. Armageddon. Good to see you guys.
Hello, guys.
I think you should show them your Spitfire. I think they'd be impressed.
Yeah. Daka. So
ooh,
it looks from here, but when you're actually here looking at it, giving it the eyeball, you can see how crap it is. It's just, the kit's crap, the paint's crap. Yeah, I mean, yep, looks like a Spitfire. Okay, I haven't put the wheels on and I haven't painted the canopy yet, but because I've only got a brush. It is possible to build it from the kit with what's provided and something to cut the bits out, but don't expect great results.
G'day, Alan. Happy New Year. G'day, Paul. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you too.
Happy New Year and all that.
Oh, they can't see you out there. Let's fix it. There we go. Okay. How's it been? How's your last few days of your week been, Alan? Is he there? He's flown away. I'm sure Paul's chasing ducks.
The wings are back and everything. Look, whoosh.
You've been chasing ducks all week, Paul? Or did you get a break?
Oh, I got a little bit of a break. Not much though, but yeah, still chasing ducks. We get a new batch on Monday.
All right. Good. And did you resolve the incidents with the supports for the shed?
No, that still hasn't been repaired. So
hopefully there's not a big. I'm hoping there's no big windstorms coming. Hey, that shot of the red arrows looks awfully precarious. Red arrows? Red arrows, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it's the red arrows, and they do get fairly close to each other. And considering that one's performed at speed, yeah, lots of trust, lots of expert flying.
Oh, there's your kit. Oh, that's your kit.
Well, it's a Spitfire, yeah, but it's
not quite the same Spitfire.
It's not quite that one.
Yeah. Oh. I was I didn't set this up. Well, set that up. After that. Yeah. Oh, I thought I had everything sorted out and realised I've forgotten to do something. Okay, this is just more test. Okay. Talking about precarious. I thought he's a good restaurant.
Just realised you haven't been able to hear me talking, have you?
No, we just thought you ignoring us, Alan.
Because I had the wrong microphone selected.
We just assumed you said, nah, not talking to these guys. Good to hear you, Alan.
Thank you.
I was just talking about precarious because we were talking about the red arrows here.
Restaurant that's 17 metres above the ground, you have to wear a harness and you have to be breathalyzed prior to entering. There is now a restaurant in Brisbane that has all three of these things. You get a harness and a lanyard for your phone and make your way up 4 stories. Getting into my seat was probably the scariest part. I don't think I really realised how high up we would be. We brought out our cutlery and tied it to the table, of course, so nothing drops, and then we enjoyed a 3-course dinner. Our reservation started around 5 p.m, so as you can see...
How'd you like that one?
Why?
Why hang off the side of a building?
Okay, you can, but why? What's the fucking point?
Of course. Why not? The thing is, does it make the food any better? Because I'm looking at this and thinking, that's just an egg on some tomatoes and stuff. I was thinking, Where's a
Yeah,
good
doesn't look
where's a
very
good
appetizing,
steak?
to be honest.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
So yes, I didn't think the food looked that good, but who knows? Anyway, that was it.
I like that the cutlery is all on tethers.
I like that you have to have a breathalyzer test first, so that you don't get drunk and feel showing food
You
at the
can't-
people
you
below.
can't sit there drunk.
Yeah, you can't throw food at people below you.
Hey, look at him down there. Oi.
Perfect for sunset.
Hang on, let me just mute that for a sec. I did. Oh, that looks better. That food. Although, but I did like how you get down, which is just at the end. This is how you get down, or you can get down. You can go down the stairs if you want.
Oh, right, fair enough.
Why not? Something to do.
Well, I think several reasons. Just it's one of those. Yeah, just because you can, don't mean to say you should.
Oh well, just one of those things.
Yeah.
So we started to ask you, Alan, and then you decided not to talk to us. How's your last week been or so? Did you have a good New Year's Eve?
Wet.
Wet?
Wet and windy. Very windy
We've
and very
had a fair
wet.
bit of that this week, haven't we?
Yeah. Let's just say most days I look out the window and think, bugger that, I ain't going out there.
Yeah.
Although it's bright and sunny this morning. I can see it's bright and sunny where you are, farmers.
It's yeah, I mean we've got blue skies and cloud and the sun's over the
Yard arm. I don't know.
It's,
Do you have a yard arm?
but it's not it's obviously it's the time of year where it don't get very high, so
Do you have a yard arm?
no.
If you stick your window
I
out,
know it.
if you stick your arm out the window, you will.
If I had a yard arm it wouldn't be over it.
If you stick your arm out the window, you have a yard arm.
Struggle to clear it anyway.
I was thinking it's funny because they call it a yard arm, but it's more than a yard long and it's more than a yard high. So I don't know what why it's called a yard arm. Must be a good reason.
Well, a yard arm is quite often about a foot in diameter, so that's not too bad. But it's called a yard arm because it holds the yard up.
Oh, okay.
The yard being the old nautical term for a sail.
Yeah, I just always assumed it had to do with a distance of some sort, but I never really looked it up.
Either end of the yard of a square rigged ship.
Oh, there you go. So basically, any of the arms are yard arms then. Ah, okay. So it's not a specific one. So any of the cross members.
So when those, if you look at the mast of an old-fashioned sailing ship, and then you've got the arms that come out that hold them, they're the yards. So if the sun's over the yard arm, if you're on the ship and you're looking up, then it's getting towards midday or quite late in the morning and sufficiently late enough to have a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
G'day, Judy. Good to see you. And Don Gilani. So we're all set. Oh, so some people may be wondering, yes, Terry has started his own stream. Well, says he's going to start his own stream. He did ask me, and I said I was going to keep going on this at this time, but I believe he's thinking Wednesday. So keep an eye out on Terry's channel. Just for those who are wondering.
That Judy won't be going outside today unless she really has to.
No, minus 29C. That doesn't sound right. Is that real?
That's what's technically known as fucking cold.
Knowing where Judy lives, yes, that's real.
Oh, that's real. Okay. Because we had a 29, a positive 29 the other day, yesterday, I think it was. Must be the other side of the Earth, so therefore it's a negative temperature. Is that how it works?
I think there was one winter we got down to about minus 18 or 19, and our water meter froze up, which meant we had no water.
Oh, right. We do have that in winters. We put insulation on our external water pipes so that because our hot water heaters are often outside, just to make sure they don't freeze. But nothing serious.
The last house, the water meter was built into the wall, the kitchen wall, and you could read it from the outside, and it was sunk into the wall. And the whole thing, it was a water meter and a stopcock and everything. It was a plastic thing, and you got at it through one of the kitchen cupboards. But from the outside, it was supposed to have a polystyrene insulator in there, and for whatever reason, when we moved in, it hadn't got it. And so it just got cold, so cold one year that the frost got in through the wall into the water meter, froze everything solid. Because of course somebody went to flush the toilet,
Didn't work?
nothing, because they'd already emptied the system, they hadn't refilled.
Ah, dear.
Cue me taking everything out of the cupboard and sitting there with the hairdryer wasn't man enough. I'd got one of those Black and Decker paint stripper things.
All right, yeah.
Sort of, you didn't get too close to it, but you basically just held it in this open cupboard for about an hour.
To get it.
And then eventually, the racket of 3 toilet cisterns and 2 tanks in the roof all start to fill up. Oh, it's thawed out then.
All right, yeah, it's
we think
working.
that got down to about minus 18, minus 19. I've never seen minus 29. That's just. Oh.
G'day, Blue. I'm glad to see your Zoom's working. He's still muted though. He's muted. Okay.
And
Yeah.
take
There
a
he is.
minute.
There he is. Good to see you, Blue. I'm just about.
So I'm happy to be seen.
Well, we just we more hear you than see you, but that's fine. Don't have to be anything more than that. Have you had a good time since New Year's, mate?
No,
No.
no.
Huh. Not good. Elaborate, or don't want to talk about it? It's fine. We won't elaborate. So, well, I was about to say, I think Paul has a hard quiz later on.
Yeah. I did, but I didn't save it, and I had to restart my computer. Normally, it auto saves the files, and I can get them back, but I
But not
can't
this
find it.
Oh dear.
Oh shit.
So, if I find it, I'll let you know.
Well,
I don't
what
know
I was
whether
going
I found it.
what I was going to say, if you can't find it, find an old one from near the start. If you can find something from around February, and we can do an old one.
Yeah, I can find anything old. I can
Yeah.
surely find
It's-
an old one. Absolutely, yeah.
Because
So it's like Schrodinger's quiz.
See how good your
So-
memory is then. Yeah.
yeah, so
Right.
we'll do that later because I do have a bit of a year in review type session we can go through.
Okay.
So, and we're also going to have a Lindsay bingo because I know that everyone was really sad that we haven't had Lindsay bingo for probably 2 weeks. And some people were really
They
desperate.
were pestering Terry for it last week.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. And of course, he's
But we got that other idiot instead anyway. So
One Big Pond.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or he changed his name to Dive Buddy, but he usually goes as One Big Pond.
oh right.
Because
Timbo, have you seen Judy's latest post?
oh, minus 40. Oh, that's interesting. That is
No, it's not.
cold.
It's stay indoors and look out the window.
Oh, I think you could go outside. You just you could do the old hot tub and run out into the snow. Did you do that, Judy? At minus 44 degrees. You maybe die of shock when you walk out the door.
No, not at minus 44, you don't.
You think the extremities might get a little bit tingly at minus 44.
I think you flash freeze your skin.
Particularly if you're wet. That would be fun.
Oh,
Yes.
That's a seriously dangerous temperature.
It is, yes. It's interesting because, oh no, there's something that came up this year. It's the temperatures this year are a little bit higher than usual. Ah, okay. What's that? Okay, no. I see. Well, how about before we start on Lindsay, I do have someone else just as. So I've got a Mikey
Smith.
Mikey Smith.
What's Mikey been up to?
So I should be good for life.
Okay, we're gonna let this sink in for a while here, guys. We've got the sun or the moon, it doesn't matter which one.
I sort of does, but anyway.
Sort of
The
does.
straws are pointing in the directions that people's heads would be. There in Canada, the one on the bottom is in Chile. Now, as you can see, the guy in Canada right now, the moon is probably at an 80-degree angle from my head, or if not, even closer to 90 degrees almost.
Definitely not, but anyway.
Above my head in Canada.
No.
No, I
Now
don't
this
think
is
so.
straight east, and the moon is above my head. Now,
No.
you tell me how somebody even in the southern states sees the moon above their head almost at a 90-degree angle. Or even someone in Chile.
Because they don't.
Again, the sun is coming from over here. Let's just turn the globe here as if it was 12 o'clock in the afternoon or so. As you can see, the guy in Chile is pointing down, the guy in Canada is pointing up. And of course, in the summertime, the sun is above our heads. Pretty
Not at night.
close to the degree of the moon as
Not at
I'm
night.
looking at it right now.
Not at night time, it's not, Mikey.
And then, guess what? A week from before this, the moon was in the southern horizon over here. So at what point did the Earth tilt in the last week and a half to have the moon appear above my head? Please explain, Globies, and show me a demonstration outside in reality. Remember, I'm in Canada, North America here, and for some reason I am looking straight up to see the moon, but the moon should
No,
be
you're
coming
not.
from over here.
Definitely not.
Remember,
You're
because the
looking
moon
at
is
maybe 40
rotating around the
degrees.
Earth supposedly. Only the people on the equator, at some point when the Earth actually tilts back down to here and the equator is more in the center than up on top or above center. So you
This-
explain to me on your model how the moon works. Thank you.
I'm a bit worried that he thinks the Earth's going to change its tilt.
Actually did that for a guy one time, Mikey, and he left YouTube and hasn't been back.
Well,
His name was That Guy.
we might have to do that again for Mikey. I just love that. Oh yes, we're the guys in Chile are also looking directly up, of course, and everyone's looking directly up. No one can look any other angle except directly up. He's a fun guy, isn't he? So, yes, that's what Mikey's on at the moment. So, I think.
I love the way they say, "Oh yeah, it's about 80 degrees up." Then, well, go on then.
Nope.
Open up diopter on your phone and go, "Oh yeah, it's not actually at that angle at all."
Well, you can tell from
Nowhere near.
you can tell from the
Nowhere near.
his tilt that it was, I don't think it was even. He started at 80. I don't think it was even close to that. Nowhere near 90.
Oh look, it's right above me.
No, it's not.
Exactly. You can see why they're flat earthers, can't you?
Well, you can see when he holds his hand out. So you, let me just flip back. You can see the video. I think he holds his hand out near the start, right? To say where east is. Somewhere here. I might have skipped past it. East, 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 east. Oh no, I'm going too fast. Where are you? Somewhere here. Oh no, he doesn't stick his hand out. That's annoying. It's when he gets over to here, he sticks his hand out. You can tell when he sticks his hand out that he's not sticking his hand right above his head to point at the moon.
Exactly. I mean, 80 degrees ain't far off vertical.
Yeah,
No,
look.
10 degrees, yeah.
Yeah, here it is. So you can see when he sticks his hand there.
Yeah.
There's no way that's pointing straight up. And the
No.
moon's not that far away from that angle. But the fact that you can't comprehend that that's not straight up. C'est la vie.
Wow.
I'll
He's
have to
got
look
the
for-
sharpest knife in the drawer, is he? Bless him.
Is that one of your videos, Blue? I might have to look that one up. You're that guy. I'll look through your archives. Check it down. Well, for those that are waiting heavily for our friend Lindsay, what have I got to start with first thing? Post this first. Post it out in. For those that want to get a few bingo cards going, just in chat here too.
Oh,
There we go. See, here you go. Let me see what I've got.
oh, black holes in black.
You like that?
I like that.
Yeah. Thought I'd change. I've had a couple of words in there too. So I don't think I've got any of the new words in
Very
mine.
smart.
Oh yes, I
Right.
do.
It's-
They're probably the misspelt ones because Paul hasn't corrected me yet. So
Oh yes, we've still got celestial gap.
yeah, no, I'm not changing that one.
Hey,
I
I,
like how
I
you've
don't know about.
emphasised that it's. Go on.
I kind of like the interesting spelling.
Oh, you like the interest? Yeah, so do I. But
I
so the thing
like
is,
the way you've emphasised female like he does.
oh yeah,
It's
oh
not
yes,
female, it's female.
yes, I did that one. Because he never says
That's a
female.
very, very strange emphasis he puts on that.
It's funny. So this week, it is some stolen FE facts taken over by the delusional ball theory. The DBT. We'll have to start calling it DBT. Delusional ball theory. At least he's got new graphics though, because he's got different graphics now.
Yeah, he's wiped it clean and started again.
I'm pretty sure this
Looks
is not
about-
an old. This could be an old one because he does have this habit of trying to pull up old ones and pretend they're new ones. But let's see how we go.
He's found the trick.
He does. Yes. Once you get views, that's all he's looking for. Okay, we all ready? We've got our cards. Hang on. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not ready because I've got my card hidden underneath Lindsay. So otherwise I can't use it. Okay. There we go. Let's go.
Flat Earth, of course. A few things to understand. The sun sits in the centre of the Earth like that. We do not see. We don't see any of this. It's projected out into our realm. You can bring that back and put it into the tropics if you want, but that's basically how it works. This is declination over the season. As the sun's turning back here, it's going up and down in the season. And this video was initially
Oh, he's
about
edited it.
discussing how and why the southern hemisphere expands. How do you get this in your mind? Well, this is what you have to realise. This is the shape of the Earth. from the north to the south, no matter where you are, all around the southern hemisphere here, or anywhere out here, this is north to the Tropic of Cancer, south to the Tropic of Capricorn. There's a big tropic zone in there. Wherever you are out here, from the north to the south, is this arch. Science knows this. It's been known since the beginning of time. But you look at this, we're down here. This is where they came up with this spinning ball idea, right? See these
Way up.
latitudes, 111 Ks per, what is it, degree? As you come down like this, if you take them down vertically, GP points, they start getting a bit closer together out here, don't they? This is where you come into the spinning ball design. But then you have to realise the magnetic fields on Earth are curved. There's extra length here. It's not a straight line from there to there. Understand? So they're getting closer and closer because of this curving. So for starters, this is how the magnetic fields work on Earth. They spiral out of the north to the equator, to the tropic actually, and goes down. And from the south to the tropic and go down.
So
So you
typical
get rid of this, just as Enoch explains, and I hope you've checked out Ezekiel 120 and thereabouts about your dome. Because you have to realise we're all from the centre of the universe. So if you see my video, as you know, the black hole and the sun's on the horizon.
Black hole.
So we have to picture ourselves. So the sun, the Earth is from the hole. So the Earth is basically from that. But we as individuals are from that as well. So you have to imagine you're in the middle. So there's your arc, your black hole, and you're watching the sun go round. You don't see it go around 24 hours, do you? You only see half the day, because the other half's night.
Good.
You're seeing it go around. So you're seeing it go around your black hole, your arc. And you look, you draw this out like this, and you realise if you intersect all these points here, you start getting this golden ratio, Fibonacci type shape going on, which is quite interesting because that's half of the that's half of the cardanoid. And if we're standing back here, this is what you're getting basically. Things, sun, celestial bodies coming out and going around your horizon and disappearing, and they tend to go like that back in. So if you had a mirror back here, that's basically what it's doing. But we don't see, we only see sort of across here, don't we? We don't see this part way back in here, we just see it coming from here. Depending on the season, you can start coming from the more south, but that's getting deep, more complicated to explain. And a previous video, North Horizon looking from the south, absolute proof that we don't live on a globe. When you see the northern star rotation like that on the horizon, and you take Star Trail videos of the several shots over the night. Northeast,
No.
a little bit less.
Where does it get this from?
Northeast. But you can take your northern one first. Take those two, see the northern one. Shoot back here. And then shoot back over here. Either way, you're going to find that the sky does this over the night.
No.
You've always got your rotation on the southern field. Remember, all these spinning ballers always ask, how can you see a southern rotation from 3 different continents? There's the answer, everybody. There's always one on your horizon directing from the north to the south.
Mm.
But even if you're in one location, you can get a glimpse of the rotations, partial rotations, and they're spinning around like this.
What happens
This is
when
that
you
tropical
look
gap,
south?
celestial tropical gap, which is in here.
What the fuck
That's
is
the
an arc
round
of
cloud travelling
rotation?
around there at the moment. The middle of the night. about 3 o'clock in the morning, you'll see it at your zenith in the southern hemisphere at the moment. Back in early days, these were regarded as satellites, these stars, and they all had their GP points, all in celestial navigation. This is the sky. It's not just one like that. Look, there's the other side of the donut. There's a slice through the bagel, the donut or whatever. Hole in the middle.
Donut, right, it's you.
The non-physical part. Everything is projected from in there out to here.
Blimey.
Although the sun represents daylight, it is not the actual daylight, but at a focal point in your arc of horizon.
Ooh.
Daylight arc of horizon. We all, as individuals in a collective universe, we'll have our own dome. Fractals of earth. Fractals of light.
Fractals of light.
Creatures of light.
What does that mean?
Fractal of light.
Another picture of the sun and the
He doesn't know, he's only just made it up, bless him.
ecliptic and the seasonal changes.
Oh my
You see there. But no matter where you are out here, not right out there, it's a magnetic phase shift when you start getting the light right out the Antarctic. Some videos on that. But if you want to bring that back into the tropical zone, it doesn't matter. Wherever you are across the earth, there's your sun on that longitude, in your arc of horizon. You could be there, you could be there, you could be there. You've all got a sun. But anyway, that shows the sun's off centre to the black hole, because the black hole centre is around here, and the sun is offset. It's on the horizon.
Did we all have a black hole?
And so this turns, right? So you've always got the four corners, right angles to where the sun is.
You can call it that, I
Full moon's
suppose.
directly behind the sun.
4 corners on that circle.
This is, you have to associate this with the
Circles
Prague
are
clock,
famous
etc.
for films.
That's how it works. And it's all to do with the zodiac signs. In fact, the zodiac signs, religious script mentions brothers and sisters having babies, giving birth. It's talking about male and female alignments, planetary alignments, positive and negative.
Either.
Positive
Look
sun.
at now.
The moon and planets regarded as the negative, the female. But the sun's the moon is hermaphrodite, goes positive and female. That's also an ancient scripture, the hermaphrodite. But it's all to do with alignments, planetary alignments. All the religious scripts about giving babies to kings and sons, how many sons, it's all to do with the sun and the Son of Man, his awakening. That's what all religious text is about, the Son of Man in relation to the Son of Earth.
Those are two different words, you know.
I looked up how we determine the distance to the sun. You come across Aristarchus.
Oh no,
Load
he
of rubbish.
hasn't been listening to Pete Shea, has he?
Yeah.
Okay. Historically, the first person to measure the
Aristarchus.
distance to the sun was the Greek astronomer
Oh, you're fucking
Aristarchus around the year 250 BC. He used the phases of the moon to measure the sizes and distances of the sun and moon. So, straight away you think, well, hang on, in relation to what? How do you get a size? During half a moon, the three celestial bodies should form a right angle. By measuring the angle at Earth between the sun and moon, he determined the size was 19 times as far from the planet as the moon. By measuring the angle at Earth between the sun and moon, he determined the sun was 19 times as far from the planet as the moon, and thus 19 times as big. In fact, the sun is about 400 times larger than the moon. So he was brilliant. 400 times as opposed to 19 times, and they want you children out there to learn science from these guys.
No, Not particularly.
No.
It's all BS. How's he
We've moved on
gathered
to
the
the
sizes if he
next
hasn't got
one.
any measurements to calculate them against? In reference to what? He hasn't got any distance to anything, yet he's made calculations. You can form whatever triangles you like, but without any measurement, you're not going to make any
It'll make more sense
calculations
to you, do?
in distance. Aristarchus' measurement was probably off because first, it is hard to determine the exact centre of the sun and the moon, and second, it is hard to know exactly when the moon is half full, according to Cornell University Astronomy website. Load of rubbish. That's beside the point.
Yeah, university.
Although imprecise, Aristarchus provided a simple understanding of the sizes and distances of the three bodies, which led him to conclude that the Earth goes around the Sun about
Kill your
1700
fucking fish.
is around the Sun about 1700 years before Nicholas Copernicus proposed his heliocentric model of the solar system. So they haven't given you any measurements here, or how he came across a measurement. And you have to start off with a measurement somewhere along the line. In 1653, astronomer Christian Huygens calculated the distance from Earth to the Sun. He used the phases of Venus to find the angles in a Venus-Earth-Sun triangle, for example. When Venus appears half illuminated by the Sun, the three bodies form a right angle from Earth's perspective. Once again, there's no measurements. You can't take a measurement to a holographic image. All scripture tells you.
Holographic. Right.
Deny the scripture, whatever you like. They're holograms. Holographic images.
He knows
They
what
will
it takes
always
to
move
make a
ahead of
hologram.
you. Like dangling a carrot in front of a donkey, it's always there, but you're never going to get to it. That's what we have up here. Guessing correct. All the white dishes for making my circles. Guessing correctly by chance the size Venus, Huygens was able to determine the distance from Venus to Earth, and knowing that distance plus the angles made by the triangle, he was able to measure the distance to the Sun. However, because Huygens' method was partly guesswork and not completely scientifically grounded, he usually does not get any credit.
Fair enough.
In 1672, Giovanni Cassini used a method involving parallax or angular difference to find the distance to the mountain. It just goes on. They just parallax whatever. You have to start with a measurement. They haven't got one. It's all make believe. Total rubbish.
He accuses them of make-believe.
Pi. Got stuff on pi here.
Oh, my
Pi,
irony.
golden ratio, Fibonacci. Golden
They're all
ratio,
words.
Fibonacci, planets, the moon.
Yeah,
do
more
that.
words.
Oh, okay. Before I go into all that, well, look up pi if you want.
Well, you're running a show, mate.
Why do you want to look up pi?
Oh, this was
Because he's
more
hungry.
on the,
Look up.
Yeah.
you probably won't even see those lines, but I was doing some work there. Get a picture of that one. Yeah, you take the vertical
Check it out.
lines down.
And?
Now, they want to know, I mean, scientists, physicists are asking these silly questions. On the flat Earth, what's 360 degrees? If you're not using a sphere. Well, that's 360 degrees all the way around there. You have to break it all up. It all goes way back. 60 minutes. What is it? Arc second. You got arc seconds, all that sort of stuff. 360. So basically, either one of these could be is a meridian. Basically,
Oh, meridian.
where's my half? You haven't got it in here. Protractor. Stick it on there. That's what you've got. Basically, the meridian. Meridian is your latitude. Why did I say that?
Because, well, it's actually true.
Meridian. So wherever you are
No, it's not true.
on the
Longitude.
on here,
Longitude.
Your latitude.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Across here, see?
Longitude.
And longitude is measures by the divisions of a circle, taking the sun's position at the solstices, 0 degrees. This was back in the day, you see.
What?
Longitude. Longitude is the longest. Longest. Not long from there to there. These are the longest.
Latitude you quit.
Apparently.
Dear. Oh dear.
Laterally across. Laterally across north to south.
Oh,
Longitude all the way around. Now we've seen zodiac signs
Latitude.
or models of zodiacs or whatever, something similar, and they have a square in the middle. When it comes to geometry, Euclidean geometry, maybe Euclidean, he knew a bit. Always wonder what the square represented. Well,
Joining 4 stars together.
I didn't bring the picture in. The square was not quite a square. So, once again, how do you get a square? Well, you go like that.
Do you?
And this, I'm like 99.9% sure that this is the representation
That meant to be.
of the square in the centre of those zodiac signs.
It looks like a goat's ass, quite
But it all
honestly.
comes back
Yeah.
to this.
And they're not a perfect
That's
square in the
square.
zodiac signs for the few that
Yeah.
have one.
Golden ratio.
Yeah.
What are the Egyptians showing us here? Golden
The-
ratio.
No,
What's this? The
What?
sun. It's to do with the sun.
he's
No,
just
it's
drawn.
not what I was
He's
talking
just
about
drawn that on top of the on the top of the picture.
a couple of days
Yeah.
ago. But it's to do with the sun.
And it's
How
not
we
a
see
golden
the
ratio.
sun. It's sun's movement on the flat earth. This represents the plinth, centre of the earth.
Hey, how do you know
Corinth,
It represents the plinth that
You
the
know,
crown.
core,
The plinth that the
core
crown is the throne is sitting on.
Yeah.
Right die heel, wind die head. That's up in the brain. Done a few videos on the corpo, what's it called? Eternal
know.
life. This is all about waking up. Opening the third eye. Understanding reality.
I'm not
What
getting
it
many
is.
words I've got to today.
Hathor segment.
That's not music.
Here's something else.
Come on, someone get bingo.
You start drawing out the flat earth design out from the centre. You get this sort of look going on. And hello, that looked familiar to me, so what do? I find this. Look at this.
What?
What?
They
That's
know.
not,
They know.
that's a,
They knew.
like it.
Of course they knew.
God.
We're the dummies. That is the image on the moon. You'll see a
What?
round
Ow.
thing here too.
What image on the moon?
But that's basically the Egyptians' depiction.
I
Oh,
remember seeing that on the moon. Oh, he
Oh.
did. He
Oh,
ran
you
out,
seen
ran out of space on his SD card.
Crash stop.
crash.
Well, that was
Get it.
weird.
G'day, Matt.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Well, hey, yeah, Angie. Hello, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Angie.
Yeah.
Oh, is this your New Year's Eve stream? That's
This is
on?
my New Year's Eve stream. Yes, this is my New. This is the one I moved because Terry just put one up. So,
So
yes.
I've got a question. I mean, did
Yes.
everybody else hear him say that we've all got our own sun, our own personal sun?
Oh, yeah.
Did he
And
say-
a black hole.
Well, yeah. So when he says the sun, whose sun is he talking about? Mine? His? Blues? Alan's? I don't know.
Well, I thought he had daughters,
No.
so can't be his.
Yeah.
well,
He's saying the
jumps,
sun. Well, who's-
it jumps around so much, so how would you know?
Yeah.
I have a bit of a question on my Lindsay bingo card.
Right.
I always associated the word nouse as being very British. Do
Yes.
you and the Kiwis actually use it as well then?
If someone's got a bit of nous, yeah.
Now,
Okay,
British.
fair enough.
Yeah. Well, we would, because obviously we got it from the Brits, but
Well, yeah, but I mean, yeah, there's lots of other English-speaking countries that would never ever use it.
probably not. So, no. No, I can't say it's all the time, but yeah. If someone said you had a bit of nous, we'd know what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't do very good. Did anyone get close? Because
My first four were a vertical line,
okay.
and it just needed to say nouse at the bottom.
Oh, right.
No.
Oh dear.
I was
Yeah.
nowhere near it.
A nous is one.
Scattered all over the bloody place they were.
Yeah. It was a bit that way. Ah, dear. Yes. He did have a few interesting ones there, like his longitude and latitude. That is a good way. That
Yeah, got
Well-
me completely arse about face, but hey.
all
there you
all those circles that are different sizes are the longitudes because they're the longer ones, and the ones that are all the same they're the latitudes. Yeah, of course, that makes sense. Well, I have a few things I got listed here. What would you like to do next? You could listen to Whitsitt and Dell argue about their theory. What do you reckon? I
go.
can't
Could be good
speed.
for laugh. Could also
I
be time
can't-
for another cup of tea.
I can't speed it up because I think whoever did it sped it up already, and
Yeah.
The audio
And if-
quality is pretty shit, I think.
yeah, and if you speed up Dell, when you've already sped up Dell,
No one will understand him.
Nobody
okay.
understands them anyway. Normal
No,
speed.
that's right.
Yes,
Uh,
didn't you forget to speed up Lindsay this time? And also,
Yes,
what was
yes.
with his video being chopped off at the top? He must have moved his camera a lot closer.
Well, so I don't know if it's an old one and he's edited because I don't know if you noticed there was cuts in it where he cut stuff up, and I think he's using a piece of tracking software because I don't know if you noticed the camera move as he moved around a little bit. So I suspect either he's edited an old video or he's got some new recorder because he definitely edited that, which is not something he usually does. He did a horrible job of editing it because he cuts in too soon and cuts out too soon. So I'd say he's cut it out.
Oh, Timbo, I was listening to some of the concentrated stupid on Bev's live stream today.
Oh,
my
okay.
God. He was complaining about people using the center of the Earth as a reference point for measurements. You know why? Because you
Why?
can't go there to measure from it.
Oh god.
I mean, really?
It's back to measuring the Earth. You need a very long tape measure to do it.
Yeah.
It's just
To measure
ridiculous.
from
yeah.
anything, you need to go there to measure from it.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
you need an extremely long tape measure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So airplanes are in trouble
Yeah.
because you can't actually run a tape measure from an airplane to the ground. So there's no way for them to know how high they are. So,
All right.
because you can't hang a tape measure at the window. So that's a trouble.
I mean, we can measure the diameter of a tree without cutting it down, right?
No, of course not. There's no possible
Or
way you
can
could
we?
work.
Do we need to go to the middle
Let's-
of the tree to measure from
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, you've got to bore a hole through the center. It's the only possible way you could do it. Come on, obvious, right?
But then, how would you know? Well, then you drill into it. How would you know where the center is? How
Yeah.
would you figure that out?
Well, that's obvious, because when you stick it
Is
through
it?
the other side and it comes out and you just carve it.
Well,
Oh, no.
I mean, Matt, when the drill goes halfway.
Yeah, or the drill goes halfway. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But how do you know that you actually drilled the hole through the centre of the tree?
That's what I was gonna say next.
You're just
Yeah,
making
yeah,
you're just
how you
making
know?
it difficult, Alan.
Yeah, stop it.
Well, maybe you drill several holes through it, different positions, and then take the average. There you go. That must be how. Mind you, by that time you've cut the tree down. But anyway. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? They forget that a lot of stuff is because we can't do stuff, that we do these mathematical calculations, right? Simple logic. That's okay. They still don't accept a normal off the perpendicular to the circle yet, right? So there's a lot they can't do. Yeah.
Circles don't exist.
Well, radiuses don't exist, remember? Because I asked him that because he had trouble with the idea of what a radius was.
So if they have trouble with something, it doesn't exist.
Yes, pretty much. And if they can't
Pi's
work
been
it,
debunked as well, apparently, so that doesn't exist either.
no, pi doesn't exist.
Oh, and he doesn't.
A few
He
people
doesn't
have,
get great circles.
yeah.
Well,
a few people have debunked pi.
That's the funny thing is, how do you debunk pi? It's a concept, not a.
Well, according to this new guy that's got this fantastical story of traveling through time to Antarctica and being captured by
that guy
Nazis, and then that guy. Well, he's the one that said he debunked pi because how could you possibly use the ratio to measure a circle in any way? Because the pi number is infinite, so therefore a circle's not infinite, so therefore it doesn't exist. It can't be pi. Pretty much what he said.
Yes. This is the same guy that he was on Gems a while back and I was listening to. And he said when he first take it, right, and someone asked him, so what was happening when he first was abducted, right? What was going on in world events? And according to the date, the Ukraine war had started, so it should have been quite clear and it would have been all in there. But said, oh no, he didn't know anything about it, So obviously he hadn't done his research on his own story. But anyway, a lot of people were listening to it, just I suppose. Tells it well. It's full of holes, but tells it well. But for people to actually believe it, that just says a lot about the people listening to it, right?
Yeah, and apparently, he's what was that machine he invented? The dark matter? No,
he had a dark.
Ether.
Yeah,
ether converter. Ether converter. Yeah.
Yeah, ether generator. I think it's an ether generator.
Limitless energy or something. He said he invented, didn't he? Yeah.
Yes, and apparently he was close to inventing time travel, but he didn't. But apparently other people's had and came back and abducted him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then, but did he tell you about his wife, who's gone missing?
No, he didn't tell us. Oh, I don't remember that. No.
All right, no. So his wife went missing, of course, and people say, "Oh, well, you should be letting her know and put out some pictures of her so that we can all find her, so that we know where it is." But no, he wasn't going to do that. Well, that's exactly right, isn't it?
Yeah.
But no, he didn't want to say his wife's name or put out any pictures so that we could find her. So it's obviously, it's just so.
Nah, he's an abject moron.
Yeah. Well, I think he's somebody else. Like, and this is his new persona on the internet. So, someone explained who they thought he was. This is his new story. Guys, see you. Hi, Stu. Okay. Well, it's the time for you to go grab some something to drink and just have a listen. Play Dell. I'll see how this goes. Dell versus Austin Whitsett. So it should be full of intellectual wisdom for us all. So
I pointed out that if you drop an object on the Earth, okay, you're claiming that the object's effectively just sitting there.
Nope.
The Earth.
Nope.
Oh God, that's awful sound, isn't it?
What's that?
Is the object falling or not?
No, there's no downwards acceleration is my claim.
Is the object falling?
What, falling, like physically moving downwards through space?
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, so it's just sitting there.
Nope.
Then what's it doing?
Losing momentum. So the position here is that everything within the Earth is in motion with the Earth. So when I release an object, from that moment I release the object, it loses the momentum it had.
Okay, so here's the question. When I use interferometry and I measure an object falling to the ground at a single location, the rate that is measured with lasers changes
Impossible.
at the same location throughout the day. Okay, so then you need to explain to me how is the object falling at different rates at the same location if it's actually Earth moving up.
Okay.
No.
So before we even get to any of that, right,
No.
no. What's that? I'm estimate, right? What I'm going to show
I don't know about
you
you two, but I can't understand a word
Can you
you're
see the
saying.
screen? What's it?
Nah,
Oh,
it's
funny.
good of it, mate. Yeah, okay.
For the people watching,
Well, I might have
I
to
can
post
hardly
it.
even hear them though. That's the trouble.
Yeah.
In the reference room, we have 2 rulers.
Yeah, well, I think he's speed up Dell for a start. What I'll do is I'll post the link out. People can try and listen to it in their own time, maybe, if they want to.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it is a bit hard. I can't do much to improve it. I could maybe spend some time and try and make it better for another time, maybe. If you want to listen to it.
Basically, Dell thinks that water's got to slosh around in a bottle to show acceleration.
Yes.
That's his story.
And then he uses this image here, which he talks about the 2 rulers, and he's saying he could move 1 ruler or 2 rulers or both, or the box, and you've got no way of using that for measuring the acceleration of an object, and, which it doesn't seem to be able to point out that it's actually relative to a reference frame. So if you can see your reference frame, then you can tell the acceleration within that reference frame. Anyway, obviously, that goes on for a bit. Because what else does he? Because he points out that interferometers can't measure accurately. I think is another bit he goes into. Oh, I was going to say I thought we had some subtitles, but it doesn't matter. There you go.
What
So
does
we'll
he
leave
say
that one.
interferometers can't do?
Yeah, he does try. He says why an interferometer can't measure accurately because it can't tell what it's measuring. That was his argument.
That makes no sense.
No, I know. But this is part of the thing, isn't it? Someone's come up with interferometers, and that's his argument. Well, in that case, I'll have to. Oh, dear. I'm going to call Adams then. Let's put a Carl. This one. I've put this one in a particular place because I didn't want to listen to the whole thing.
Is modern technology.
Whoop,
But
sorry.
just because someone has a stethoscope.
Because he goes over science. So the first bit of it is trying to argue things for legends and rather than reality. So it gets up to this part.
Around their neck, that doesn't mean they're right.
The appeal to technology is a form of the appeal to novelty fallacy. Or as C.S. Lewis described in his autobiography, Surprised by Joy, this is the chronological snobbery fallacy. Anyway, let's continue.
Suppose
that got
that
anything
city
to do, I
A
think, but anyway.
is 3.335 kilometers north of city B. And that on June 21st, the angle of the sun's rays in city A is 0 degrees, while the angle of the ray in city B is 30 degrees. Use Eratosthenes' method to find the Earth's circumference.
How about we acknowledge the fact that the light from the sun is not parallel, and the fact that ruins Eratosthenes' calculations.
It is parallel.
Now, as you know, I don't like the idea of just tossing their cake out the window and leaving our viewers with nothing on the table.
So
Please allow me to provide a
I know it's
picture
coming. So
that is backed by observation and experimentation. Observe, there are 3 kinds of shadow: umbra, penumbra, and antumbra. If the light from the sun were parallel, objects in the sunlight would not cast a penumbral shadow.
Yeah, I can see that.
So here is my shadow on a white fence.
Far enough away.
Why does it look so blurry?
My camera isn't out of focus here. That blurriness around my core shadow
Yes, it
my
is.
penumbral shadow.
yes, it is. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
I want you to see something real quick. Take notice of how the light is touching the Earth here in parallel rays. Got that?
Okay.
Now here's a timeanddate.com example of the light from the sun touching the Earth.
They're definitely different. They're not parallel like the other image.
Not to scale though.
They both can't be right, can they?
No.
So herein the observation of penumbra on our own shadows is a significant observation because it disproves Eratosthenes' assumption that all the light from the sun is parallel. And because my claim is backed up with...
Sorry, I just got to stop it there. There's something odd there because I know when you put a shadow on a clear day, you get a fairly crisp edge. I don't know why it's getting such a huge deflection on that one.
Yeah.
Because he's not outside in the sunlight.
Yeah, exactly.
He's inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that couldn't be sunlight. I don't
Spotlight.
think anyway.
It's got to be a spotlight.
Yeah.
Got to be.
With observation and experimentation, I can say that my claim is more scientific than the one that they have there in the textbook.
It's Chandra fucking
If
idiot.
anyone
reckons
has
it's
a better
scientific.
cake that they would like to present, please share it on the debate board. There's a link in the description.
Okay, so why do you think they're teaching this? What do you think the author's motive was for putting this in the book?
It seems here that right from the get-go, the authors are trying to convince people that the Earth is a globe, and so far they have not provided any evidence to support their claim.
Well, yeah. So that's where it goes on to. And then it goes on to try and bag science for a bit. Yeah.
Chickens.
And an improper understanding of our world can destroy lives. Another question I have to wonder about is, are the authors intentionally trying to pass along misinformation? Or are they just going with the flow and passing on what was taught to them?
Observations made by Earth scientists have contributed greatly to our knowledge of the world around us. For example, information gathered by astronomers studying distant galaxies has led to theories about the origins of this solar system.
Yeah.
Geologists studying rock layers have found clues to the Earth's past environments and to the evolution of life on this planet.
Providing correct information in Earth science can give us a correct understanding of our origin, and false information can give us a false sense of origin. Now, how does that affect us, and why is that important? A fable is told about an eagle who thought he was a chicken. When the eagle was very small, he fell from the safety of his nest. A chicken farmer found the eagle, brought him to a farm, and raised him in a chicken coop among his many chickens. The eagle grew up doing what chickens do, living like a chicken, and believing he was a chicken. A naturalist came to the chicken farm to see if what he had heard about an eagle acting like a chicken was really true. He knew that an eagle was the king of the sky. He was surprised to see the eagle strutting around the chicken coop, pecking at the ground, and acting very much like a chicken. The farmer explained to the naturalist that this bird was no longer an eagle. He was now a chicken because he had been trained to be a chicken, and he believed he was a chicken. The naturalist knew there was more to this great bird than his actions showed, as he pretended to be a chicken. He was born an eagle and had the heart of an eagle, and nothing could change that. The man lifted the eagle onto a fence surrounding the chicken coop and said, "Eagle, thou art an eagle. Stretch forth thy wings and fly." The eagle moved slightly, only to look at the man. Then he glanced down at his home among the chickens in the chicken coop, where he was comfortable.
As if the
He
eagle
jumped
could
off the
understand the
fence
man.
and continued doing what chickens do. The farmer was satisfied. "I told you he was a chicken," he said. The naturalist returned the next day and tried again to convince the farmer and the eagle that the eagle was born for something greater. He took the eagle to the top of the farmhouse and spoke to him. "Eagle, thou art an eagle. Thou dost belong to the sky and not the earth. Stretch forth thy wings and fly." The large bird looked at the man,
talk like that, don't
then
they?
again
Yes.
down into the chicken coop.
Because
He jumped from the man's arm onto the roof of the farmhouse.
eagles
Knowing
are
what
known for
eagles are
understanding
really
humans.
about, the naturalist asked the
gotcha.
farmer to
Yeah.
let him try one more time. He would return the next day and prove that this bird was an eagle. The farmer, convinced otherwise, said, "It's a chicken." The naturalist returned the next morning to the chicken farm and took the eagle and the farmer some distance away to the foot of a high mountain. They could not see the farm nor the chicken coop from this new setting. The man held the eagle on his arm and pointed into the sky where the bright sun was beckoning above. He spoke, "Eagle, thou art an eagle. Thou dost belong to the sky and not the earth. Stretch forth thy wings and fly." This time, the eagle stared skyward into the bright sun, straightened his large body, and stretched his massive wings. His wings moved slowly at first,
story?
then surely and powerfully, with the mighty screech of an eagle, he flew.
I really like that.
My videos around on Facebook.
Oh, do you?
Someone should tell Kyle that that's a fable. It's got no bearing on reality.
First, it's a fable, but the thing is, it's actually flat Earth. You can't fly, remember, because you can't go in a rocket. You can't go out of space. So, who are the chickens and who is the eagle? That's why I had to play that out, because if you look at it, isn't it the flat Earth that's the chickens, and it's the rest of us, it's the eagle, because we're the ones who actually want to go beyond what we are. And the flat Earth wants to.
I think they cut the story short too. I think at the end, the eagle returns and eats a couple of the chickens, and that convinces the farmer
that is the eagle.
Cannibal.
Something was different.
Yes, but
turns out eagles like chicken.
But I like the idea that the naturalist is talking to the eagle, and the eagle's meant to understand him.
Yeah, talking to the eagle in Bible talk. Yeah.
Yes. So. Yes.
Spread thy wings and fly forth into the sky. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Thou art an eagle.
Thou art an eagle. Yeah.
Go forth and poop on windshields.
Oh dear. Well, so that was the usual rubbish, and also the play acting between him and his co-narrator was like,
yeah. That's probably his wife, who I should imagine. Probably is it?
Probably.
He's married, isn't he?
Yeah. He's certainly got a daughter, because she's appeared in some of his videos.
Yeah, sound a bit old for
Probably
his daughter.
Yeah. Oh yes. Excuse me.
Oh dear. So, do you want to do? How about we'll do? Since Paul found the hard, I'm trying to decide. Do we want to do Paul's hard quiz first, or do we want to do 2023 in review first? I'll let you decide.
2023 in review. What about that?
2023 in review. Okay, we can do that.
And yes, indeed, Joe Walsh was an eagle.
Okay.
Whoops.
Very good eagle too.
My thing's going a bit funny. I just need to fix it up. It's trying to show things I don't want to show.
And Donald Henley, he was an eagle.
Well, I identify as an Apache helicopter. So there.
Try again. There we go.
Can I identify as an A10 Warthog? So I can go.
I like A10. I like A10.
Well, you do that when you do that when you fart anyway. So what's this to me?
I used to see lots of eagles around here, but now I also see quite a lot of lightning as well.
Oh yes, you would, yeah.
Sorry, I used to hear a lot of eagles around here. Now I hear a lot of lightnings.
I see a lot of arms
as well.
Try again.
Not anymore.
Nope.
That was a long time ago.
Yes. Used to crash quite a lot as well. They're good at that.
I'll be right back.
Be right back. Well, I thought I'd put together a little bit of review of the last year, because why not? At this point, way back in December last year, is my first stream. That was the very first page from my screen, which I started because Terry was falling over, and I said, "Oh, okay, let's start streaming the interim." Pulled it up. That was way back when I used to have my turtle. I still have him. I just decided it was too much memory, and he didn't really add a lot to the show, so He's still there.
Mm.
I might put him back another day. So this was the first video I played. So here you go.
Not the spinning ball.
Apparently, we live on a spinning ball. So let's make a model and see what the path of the sun would look like. First, look at this. Okay, so here's the heliocentric model. And here's you standing right here looking this way. Now, the sun is 93 million miles away. And because the Earth is turning, it makes a 93 million mile arc. So this is how the model works. The Earth spins forward, and the Earth is doing, the sun is doing a 93 million mile arc. It always stays 93 million miles away. It never gets closer. So let me show it to you
Whose
on our
model
little
is he
model.
talking about?
Okay, so here's
Our
our
model.
globe model.
Well, apparently this is our model, is that we spin around, the sun spins around the Earth. Making, anyway.
And if you were standing on the United States, you would fall off. So let's lay it down. All right, so this is how.
God, how basic.
How it is. Right here, let's lay it down. Okay, there's our sun back there. Now
So
we'll
that
lay
makes it
down.
better, apparently.
Now, the Earth, here's straight with the sun, right here. All right? But the Earth is tilted at 23 degrees, like this. 23.4, depends if it's summer or winter. So, if it's...
I think it's pretty much the same all the
tilted,
time, isn't it?
The seasons
no,
change
yeah.
when the sun hits 6 months later on this side from the other direction. So basically, it's only going to move 23 degrees in one direction or the other. So the sun is way over there.
What?
Way over there. 93 million miles away. So let's mount the camera and do a sunset. Okay, here's our sunset. Okay, let's do a slow exposure. Now here's what the path of the sun would look like. A big, huge arc, just like our drawing.
No.
Okay, back to the globe. Okay, so it doesn't matter if the globe is tilted towards summertime, if you're in the northern hemisphere, or it's tilted towards wintertime. It doesn't matter where you're standing, if you're standing here or there. The sun is 93 million miles away, and it's going to make a big arc. It might take off on a different angle, but it still has to make a arc.
This is him, not me.
Okay, here's a time lapse of a full day. Let's see how it compares to our model.
It's an arc.
That wasn't a time lapse.
Okay, let's take another
look
look at it.
There was a cut in the middle of
The
it.
sun is rising. Check how it's following this line.
It's not following the
At an
line.
angle. Now, when the sun's setting, watch it follow this line down. It follows a straight line. Okay, here's
No,
the
it didn't.
sunrise and the
No, it
sunset
didn't.
side by side. You can see there's a couple hours missing in the middle, but it shows you what's going on. Does it match our globe model? It should be making an arc like this. But it doesn't. It makes a pyramid. Now,
Doesn't
why
make
does it
a
make a
pyramid.
pyramid? That's because we don't live on a globe. The sun is rising and setting due to perspective. Let me show you how it works.
I mean,
The Earth
if
is
you're going to be
stationary.
wrong, like you are, just go.
As the sun travels across the sky, like in the diagram here, it rises in the morning. It comes up like a pyramid as it gets closer to you,
What?
and then
What?
it goes back down
Why is the ground
like a pyramid,
sloping
straight to the
up
ground
at the
until you
bottom of
can't
that
see it anymore.
drawing?
I don't know.
Or it disappears. And you say it sets, but it actually just disappears. It works just like these telephone poles. The telephone poles are on a flat road, but
It's a railway
you
line.
can see they go on an angle straight down until they disappear, just like the sun. Here's a couple jet trails. I took this picture a couple days ago. The moonlight is lighting them up, and you can see they're going on a straight line towards the ground. That's because the planes are getting farther away, and they're crashing to the ground due to perspective.
Crashing, I hope not.
If the planes were flying around a globe, the line wouldn't be straight down. It would be curved like this. But it's not curved like that because we don't live on a globe.
Like I said, you can see why these people are flat earthers. They're that fucking dumb.
Yeah,
They'll believe anything.
that's right.
I mean, the distance over which you are seeing those contrails is
Apparently, we live.
maybe 2 degrees.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes. So, just in review, so then I started streaming a little bit. I think one of the first ones, I don't know if you remember this one.
Bev, let's have an honest answer out of you.
I don't know if you heard what Alan just said there.
Right, okay. What is the general shape of the Earth?
I don't know.
Oh, that's me.
No. I do know that level is horizontal, and I do have a proof for that.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. Of course I do.
No, you don't. You don't.
And we have all sorts of proofs.
Another question for you as well. Were you ever a flat earther, or did you ever believe the Earth was flat?
No, I have never believed that the Earth was flat. I've known that the Earth is definitely not flat.
So hang on, Alan, let me finish. But so why is it that there's been various tweets, as we saw in Res Rhetoric's show that you did with him, and that was a bit of a disaster? There was various tweets that have been. If there's various tweets that were shown with you actually saying "Welcome to Flat Earth," various things referencing Flat Earth, but you still denying that you were ever Flat Earther.
Yeah, I've never been a flat earther.
You've never been a Flat Earther.
No. Have you? Have you heard all of the people that have thanked other people for being able to do this?
Here's the other thing though, Bev, is that there isn't a single glober that I know that believes you when you say that. Not one. In fact, there's quite a few flat earthers that
I know
also
you're all
believe that.
bigots. Yeah, we know.
Why are we bigots? What's that got to do with being a bigot?
People that are flat earthers.
Why has that got to do with being a bigot, Bev?
Well, because I definitely say that I have a proof that the Earth is not flat. Yet you and your friends, like you've just said, don't believe me. Because you want to be able to label me with something that I'm definitely saying I am not.
But that's not what I said. Why is me saying I don't believe that you deny that you're a flat earther? How does that make me a bigot?
And because you want to label somebody, to put somebody in a group so that you can feel whatever it is, because that's...
Anyway, I think you guys remember that night.
Yeah, I do remember, yeah.
Yes. Alan was particularly gentle with him. I remember that.
Oh yeah, I think the words we used were lying cunt, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah.
No. Disingenuous.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot the disingenuous. Yeah, sorry.
That's why we call him a DLC. That's what it stands for.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all the way back. So what I thought I'd do is, when this event's not necessarily flat Earth things, but these are things that happened during the year. I think. How many of you remember these things? They're way back in January. Okay, who remembers the COVID pandemics?
There was a pandemic.
Pandemic? Was there? I don't remember.
Was there?
Was there? There was.
Never know.
The pandemic was still going way back in January. Yeah. What is the this is probably, you guys might not remember this, but Paul and
no, I don't recall seeing that one.
The Gold Coast mid-air helicopter collision. It's big news in Australia at the time.
That's right.
It was a bit sad. Two dry flight helicopters collided not far during, and obviously busy Gold Coast time during our summer. Okay, who remembers that Russia's invaded Ukraine? Because we haven't heard about it since.
But there's not so much in the press over here, but I see quite a lot of it in my Twitter stream because I follow a lot of that stuff, and it's hard to believe it's been going on for a year, and they're still giving Russia a good kicking. So,
well, it's coming up to 2 years now, isn't it? Next month.
Yeah, it'd been going on a year
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
it-
yes, it
it-
had-
Yeah, it's only
two
just a
years.
year. Yeah, just a year.
Yeah,
Uh,
February 2023. Yeah, it would have been a year. Yeah.
well, actually, January 2023, because that's
Well,
that's
and
what I'm
saying,
doing.
but I'm just saying in February 2023, it would have been a year since the invasion. That's what I'm saying.
Well, January 2024
Yeah,
would be.
I get it. I get it.
Not
I get
February.
It, I get it. 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 I get it.
Yeah, it's okay.
I don't get it because they didn't invade last year. They invaded the year before.
Yeah, I know.
Well, according to the thing, they invaded in January
24th
2023.
of February 2022 is when Russia invaded Ukraine. So
Really?
January
Okay.
last
Oh,
year,
but
it was
so
almost
sorry,
exactly
Matt. But the other thing I was saying, they invaded then. Anyway, we get it.
Yeah, so that's what exactly what I said. So February of 2023, it would have been a year. So
Well-
this February, it'd be 2 years. That's what I don't understand.
The
what
Wiki, the Wikipedia page I was looking at was wrong. Because it said, "Ooh, Russia invades Ukraine." I haven't even had a date.
Again.
Maybe they did it again. Maybe they pulled back and it was another invasion. Just I don't know.
Hey,
Anyway.
we're back for the 1 year anniversary. Hey.
Yeah. Oh yeah, who remembers Hurricane Katrina? Yeah, way
There was a
back in
few
Jan-
waves about that, weren't there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yes.
They do give these hurricanes some. Why do you have to give them names?
Well,
At least give them. Yeah.
Hurricane
describe-
167-22BZ. You know. It's
Yeah.
not as it's a motive, is it?
Hurricane. Oh no, not again.
Yeah.
One. Two. Oh no, not again. Two.
Hurricane,
Oh no, not again. Three.
Or Hurricane Bastard or something. What a, interesting names like that.
Bastard hurricane. Yeah.
Yeah, Hurricane Bastard.
Hurricane bastard.
Okay.
Well, not in 2023, of course, but
Way back in January was Trump got fined for $1.6 million for falsifying records. I'm sure that really hurt him.
Still in court.
Well, actually, sorry, it's the Trump organization, not him personally. So it's fine for falsifying. He's in court for quite a few things. So.
He's basically been in court since then, hasn't he? Over God knows how many things.
Different things.
Yes, there's a
Several
few come up.
seditious crimes.
Who remembered that the Pope died in January last year?
Did he?
Oh,
Then.
was it then? Was it? Oh, blimey.
Yeah, and then we got a new Pope. Well, we didn't get a
Did
new
we?
Pope. Catholics got a new Pope. I didn't get a new Pope.
Another old fart.
I don't remember any of that at all. But then again, it's religion, so who gives a shit?
Yeah, Pope Francis is the current guy. So I don't know what number. Pope Francis something or other.
I don't remember Pope John Paul II because they did him so well in Spitting Image.
Yes. Well, which John
with
Paul?
The open shirt and the medallion and the sunglasses and hey, he's fucking brilliant.
He named John Paul II because John Paul I only lasted like 8 days or whatever it was before he died.
He didn't last very long, did he?
No.
Pope John
And
Paul, yeah, whatever.
okay, announced Earth core stopped rotating faster than the rest of the planet, which they had found out in 2009, but they didn't actually release the information until
Oh yeah, that does.
January
That does ring a bell.
2023. That's why I put 2009. Ring a bell?
Well, it's like when they said a while back that Earth's atmosphere actually extends past the moon, and that was data that they'd sat for at least 10 years before anybody actually fucking looked at it.
It's a bit like that.
By the way, did you know?
And a flat earther fails to produce a flat Earth map. Just pointed out
Again.
in
Why
January
do I
20.
have a sneaking suspicion that that's going to appear every month.
No, I can guarantee that doesn't appear every month.
Okay.
So your first trivia question for January 2023: what did Microsoft end support for in January 2023?
Windows 8.
Windows 8. Windows 8.
Yeah, it'd be 8, wasn't it?
Was that because you had Windows 8, Paul?
What's that?
Was that because you had Windows 8?
I've still got Windows 8.
Yeah.
So it wasn't Windows 3.1 for workgroups then.
No,
Yeah. I remember.
So
I
they
remember.
There's
sort of
nothing wrong with Windows XP.
they did Windows 8.
Windows XP was the best one. That was the best out of all.
It was the best one.
It was good. It was good. No, Windows 8 and the security patches for Windows 7. So if you still had Windows 7, you were completely up the creek because they weren't putting out security patches anymore. So guess what comes after January?
Marchery.
Marchery. No.
Yeah. Oh, February then. Okay. Right.
February. We might do February. Oh, hang on a sec. Ooh. Steady. That shouldn't be coming up.
Getting ahead of yourself.
Quick little edit there. I think I've got to go into here. Must have moved them around. I did. Let's see. A bit of a stuck. A quick move here. Luckily, I had that trivia question before I put the trivia question up. Anyway. Try again. There we go. There we go. Do you remember the ice storms in Texas? Do you remember it being cold last year, Blue?
No.
It's ice storms.
Yeah, well, it happens every year. We call it winter up here in the northern hemisphere.
Well, it's a foreign concept for us in
what
summer.
you guys call it?
We call it summer, but not much ice floating around in the same time of year. So,
ice storms in Texas.
Remember this fall, the radioactive, and this did make worldwide news. The radioactive capsule that went missing. They were transporting it.
What was that?
They're transporting this capsule, some radioactive stuff from along the western coast, and when they got to Perth, they realised that they were missing one, and this is a capsule. And so it made the news for a couple of weeks while they're trying to find this capsule because it was, quite severely radioactive, and they didn't want anyone to come across it by accident.
So did it literally fall off the back of a lorry? Quite literally.
Yeah, pretty much. That was the story.
It's like somebody walked along the street. Oh, what's this? Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that was the problem. Luckily, it was in the middle of Perth. It's in an area that's not hugely populated, but yes, it was on a road that's fairly well used. Eventually, they found it. Took them a couple of weeks, but yeah. The thing was, you didn't really want other people to find it because you couldn't really walk up to it and touch it. Who remembers the Chinese balloon incident?
Oh
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yes. Well, that was February.
I have somewhere a rather fine photograph taken of that from a U2, and they're looking down on it. Yes, I'm just trying to see if I can find it actually, but yeah.
Go on.
Oh, there it is.
If you can find it, share it.
They took photos of it from a U2, looking down on it, and of course you can see the horizon, but there's not really much of a horizon to say, oh look, the Earth's curved. But the fact that he's flying above this balloon, and you can see the shadow of the U2 on the balloon, that shows you how high they bloody fly.
Yes.
And the Patriots in the States as well were building the pilot that eventually shot it down. A hero, wasn't he? He was a national hero. It was a bloody balloon.
That's a balloon.
Yeah. It's not exactly going to outmaneuver him, is it?
And he shot it down with the
back.
And he shot it down with,
And
he shot it down with a missile. So it wasn't doing much in the way of evasive maneuvers.
Yeah, he's not gonna miss, is he? Well, if he did, it'd be.
Well, I don't know. Some of the missiles the Americans used, I don't know whether I think they've got better versions, but there were quite a few. The early Sparrows and Sidewinders would have missed.
But remember, by definition, they're meant to miss. They're designed to blow near the target and rip it to shreds.
Properly missed. Yeah, the target's over there. Why have you gone that fucking way?
They don't call them hiddles, do they?
No.
Okay.
We might have had that problem with one of our long range ground systems, but no, normally they miss a bit.
Well, okay, who remembers H5N1?
Vaguely.
Yeah,
that was a big thing for a few weeks there in February. Yeah, it's a
That was
flu
a
virus.
variant of, wasn't it?
Yeah, variant
That's
of
a
no, it's variant
bird
of
flu, isn't it?
it's flu.
Bird
Yeah,
flu. Yeah.
yeah.
It was bird flu. Yeah. Yeah.
It's the big thing.
Oh, we've had that over here so many times, you just don't bother.
Mm. And
Yeah, because
World
all
Cup.
our local eggs went from being free range to barn eggs for some odd reason. Like they legally weren't allowed to let the damn chickens out.
Yeah.
Okay, who remembers the World Cup?
No.
Who won?
Yeah.
Nope.
Who won, Matt?
Don't do football, sorry.
Yeah, I remember it.
Do you remember who won?
I no, I can't remember actually. No,
So you can't remember
I
who
can't
won.
remember.
Boys playing
I know.
football, jumpers for goalposts, isn't it?
Yes, who won the World Cup? It was the highest scoring World Cup finals. So
Was it?
Well, I know, but it was women's though, wasn't it? It was women's World Cup.
no, both were last year. This is the men's. Yeah.
Bloody, I'm confused.
Okay. Turkey, Syria earthquakes. I don't know if you remember that at the time, because it was huge.
Yeah.
We are talking a year ago, but yes, it was a big deal for a few weeks. Obviously, big deal for the people in Turkey. Plato thinks that south and down are the same thing. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's gonna keep repeating itself.
North is up.
North is up. I did have your angle, who's not the brightest children, argue that when you jump, you're jumping north. Because north is up. Yeah. And I had to go over a few times. I had to go over a few times. Do you actually mean that when you physically jump vertically, that you meant north? And yeah, that's what he was saying.
If I wanted to jump north, I'm going to have to throw myself at the wall that way.
Yeah,
because that's where north is.
Well, north is just over that shoulder for me.
Yeah, you'd have to jump up at a strange angle, wouldn't you? You can't jump straight up.
Okay.
Well, at least that's kind of the direction that Polaris would be in if we could see it.
Same.
Yes. Yeah.
That way.
Okay. So what singer in February 2023 set a record 32 wins at the 65th Grammy Awards?
No idea.
Wouldn't have a clue.
This is a music question and you couldn't get it. Why?
Well, I don't take a lot of notice of ceremonies, you know, like the Oscars. What won the Oscars? Oh, it will be shit. As for Grammy Awards, could be anyone.
Well,
Probably
pick a
shit too.
pick a famous person, because obviously they've won 32 times. So take a guess. I'm just seeing if the Peanuts can get it out there.
What's
Fleetwood Mac? Yes, that was right. It was Fleetwood Mac.
No, definitely wasn't Fleetwood Mac.
Nice one.
I'm trying to think. Is it a female black singer? And I can't think of her name.
Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey. Nah, not Mariah
No,
Carey.
Don't think it was.
You are on the right track, though, Matt.
The only one I can think of then, if it's not Mariah Carey, it'd be Beyonce, maybe.
Yay, Beyonce. That is.
Oh, was
correct.
it? Oh, well, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. She's shit. She can't sing. No wonder she won an award.
There you go, Marjorie. There you go.
Okay, moving on to March. Okay. Hamburg shootings. I don't know if you remember those. 6 killed. That was a big deal at the time.
I don't remember that.
Very, very important that everyone dropped and was cheered in the streets because Prince Edward was named the new Duke of Edinburgh by King Charles III. I'm sure you're all rejoicing over there. Do you, do you even remember that? Do you even know? Did you even know it happened? Did you even know it happened?
Don't think so. Don't take notice of Prince Edward.
Cyclone Freddy kills 225 in Malway. It's the longest cyclone on record in terms of duration. So
no,
I gotta admit I don't recall it, but yes, that was happened. OpenAI launched ChatGPT-4.
Yo, how could you forget? The whole world went nuts about that. Jeez.
Yep, that's right. It was a big
Still
deal
going
at
nuts
the
about
time.
it.
And they all think it's actually an AI system where it isn't.
Not a true AI, no.
Nope.
Not on really.
No. TikTok was banned by most government places. In March, it was the UK, New Zealand, and France. But during the year, other places.
I think for the good of humanity, it should just be turned off completely everywhere. It's just shit.
At the moment, it's only banned on government devices. But yes, would be interesting.
I can get behind that fully. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why would anybody in government want to be looking at TikTok?
Yes. Well, there was also the fact that it is a requirement that if the government does ask for it, that TikTok would have to hand over the data.
I do look at TikTok, I must admit, but I've got mine so it's set. I look at all the funny stuff, and there's some pretty funny stuff on there. Got to say, but as for the rest, I don't bother.
Maybe we should set up a direct mirror of the Great Firewall of China.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes, you can do that.
Not a bad idea.
Okay. And grand jury in New York indicts Donald Trump regarding his hush payments he made to.
I told you he's been in court ever since, hasn't he?
Yes. That was to Stormy Daniels, I think that one. Right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And guess what? Photo misuses perspective to plane ships disappearing over the horizon.
Yep.
Okay. Your trivia question for March. What is name? And I knew this when you mentioned it earlier, Farmers. What was Best Picture in the Academy Awards?
Don't know, but I put money on it being crap.
No, I actually quite enjoyed this one. See if anyone gets it out. Anyone else know what it is?
That probably means it is crap.
Let's give it a bit of a chance for some of the peanuts might remember what was Best Picture last year. It's going to be way back in March, of course. Who remembers what movies were out in March? But someone might remember. Let's say it was a little bit science fiction-y, a little bit mother-daughter. Just giving away some clues. No?
Yeah, still can't remember what it was.
Without Googling it, I haven't got a clue.
Wasn't Susie Quattro?
Jesus.
Either Orange Stew is not up to speed with the questions. We're in March, Stew.
She's still alive. I guess she probably is.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Oppenheimer.
No, Oppenheimer's down for this year, I think.
This year, Oppenheimer, not last year.
Because last year's Academy Awards would have been 2022 films.
Yeah. I'll put you out of misery. It was Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Never heard of it.
I didn't realise that one an Oscar.
I actually didn't mind it, but yeah.
No, well, that's what surprised me, because I actually quite like that film, but I didn't realise it got an Oscar.
Yeah, got the Best Picture Oscar. So.
I mean, the first half hour or so, if you're watching it now, you can just fast forward through it, because yada, yada. It takes a while to get going, but then it does get going.
Once it's going, it's good. Yeah, and you start to see
it. That's the first I've heard of it. I've never heard of it.
It is a very strange film, and say you'll start watching it thinking, what the fucking hell's this crap? But you have to stick with it, and then it gets going, and then there's what's she got instead of fingers?
Sausages.
Frankfurters or whatever instead of fingers, and
yes.
the googly eyes on the stones. It's just fucking brilliant. But it takes a while to get there,
to understand. Yeah, once you get into it, into it, it's good. It's on.
Yeah, you sort of you have to bear with it and let it get going, and then it's worth it.
In Australia, they've just put it up on Netflix, so anyone who's got Netflix can watch it. But yeah. I assume
if you're looking for something to watch one evening or something, give it a go. It's worth sticking with it.
You may not watch it a lot, but you'll watch it first once. It's definitely worth watching through once. I found it anyway. Because, yeah, initially I was a bit hesitant, but when I actually watched it, it was good. Oh, yeah, moving on.
That's one of the films that Jose put me onto, and he did sort of say, to begin with, you'll just want to turn it off. And he was right. I thought, what is bollocks? But you have to stick with it.
Yeah, if you can get in about half an hour or so, actually maybe a little bit more. But then it starts to pick up pace and it starts to be interesting. Yeah. Okay. Inflation. I remember the big oil surge in April, obviously.
We had some ridiculous fuel prices over here.
Hey, guess what? Donald Trump was in trouble again.
Well, there's a surprise.
This time, indictment of Trump. This was obviously over the January 6th stuff.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you remember North Korea.
Incited a riot.
Yes. Do you remember North Korea launching a ballistic missile towards Japan?
The problem is, I'm sure they've done it several times, so it all starts to no, they've done it again, and it's like, yeah, they could have fired it anywhere, but let's fire it into the sea, but let's fire it towards Japan.
Yes. Yes. It did cause a bit of a stir at the time.
Yes.
Okay.
And rightly so.
UK becomes the first European country to approve hands-free driving technology on public roads.
Yeah, shame it doesn't actually fucking work.
Well, it does.
Well,
works as well as any other driver. Arguably.
Well, yeah, and I'm afraid the average driving ability over in this country is fucking appalling.
Still got to have a driver, and still got to have a steering wheel. So it's only stage 2, I think, 2, 3.
I don't like the idea of having a car where just about everything is done on a dirty, great big touchscreen in the middle of the dashboard, and yet they're telling us at the same time that we can't use mobile phones whilst we're driving.
Or when you get to stage 5, but you won't actually be driving then, if it ever gets to stage 5.
Yeah, but most modern cars now are relying on using touchscreens instead of a dial or a switch. So you have to look away from the road and look at the screen.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah.
Whilst you're driving the car. And that was the whole point of them saying you can't use mobile phones whilst you're driving because they're a distraction. Well, you go and try and change a control or a setting in your car whilst you're driving, and it's on a fucking touchscreen. Yeah, that was a good idea.
Well, a lot of the new cars have the hard actually sticking up out of the dash. I don't know if you noticed that, where they're actually mounted high rather than mounted low. So, yeah, I think that's working towards that.
In my mind, it's still a bad idea. I want knobs and switches that you can operate by touch without taking your eyes off the road, or
yes.
just for a split second to make sure that you're touching or twiddling the right bit. Touch screens in cars is just a fucking stupid idea.
Yes, Stu, I do think his hairstyle is an entity of its own. Netflix ends DVD rentals.
That's right. Yes. That's what Netflix was, wasn't it? You rented a DVD and sent it back.
Yep. So decided that maybe let's not do that anymore.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe time to stop that. SpaceX orbital flight test. Remember that, Matt? Matt. It's run away. Yes. Remember the first one?
It didn't really go very far, did it?
No, we sort of did a bit of damage to the launch pad. I think, so that was back in April. And guess what? A plot out that says water can't stick to the ball. It says stick to a ball spinning at 1,000 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it has no trouble sticking to a dirty, great big lump of rock that's turning at 15 degrees an hour.
No, but when it's big enough, yes. Okay, true question for April. Who are Reed Wiseman, Christina Koch, Jeremy Hansen,
Yeah, don't pronounce it cock.
and Victoria G. Clubber? I had this. Any idea?
Victor J. Glover.
That's the guy. And who are they?
Are they the 4 astronauts selected for Artemis 2?
They are. Well done. 4 crew members announced.
I would like to predict that if they ever get around to Artemis 3 and actually put boots back on the moon, Christina will be the first, and she will be the first one out and putting boots on the moon.
Oh, I could have answered that. I missed that question.
Yeah, I was waiting for you, but
that ticks so many boxes. You know, I think that either her or I can't think who the other one is. She spent so much time on the ISS. I think she'll be the first person back on the moon.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree that the next woman.
They'll look at that
will
and
be
go,
a woman.
right, we've gone back to the moon. We haven't been there since 1972. We put 12 blokes on the moon. The next one to go back will be a woman. Boom. And I think that's a given. I think
it's on the card. I mean, if you look at what NASA have been saying for the last 2 years, they've been hinting at it so many times. They keep mentioning the word woman, 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 woman all the time.
Woman, yeah.
So I think they're dropping enough hints that.
Yeah, but you know, why not? You know, we finally got back to if they do ever fucking do it the rate they're going. It just be just such a huge moment, you know. But hey, good luck to them.
It's about time we sent somebody up there to clean up that dusty mess. Good God.
I'm glad you said that.
Go and clean up all the old landing sites. Could you go and pick up all the bags?
All the rubbish you left behind last time. The rubbish left. Yeah. Are they going to take?
Go and clean the rubbish up.
Are they going to take a guitar with them, Matt?
I'm waiting for the chat to erupt here.
So that the cover group. Okay, let's move on. May. Up to May. Yeah.
Brian, mate.
Guess
May already. God, we're only 30 minutes into this.
Yep.
Already to May. My God.
Oh, already to May. Yeah. Well, I had to cover a whole year. Actually, you don't know how long this had to put me together. It took me hours. Reading through, trying to, what do we do in each month? Work out, sift through the 10 million reports of, Ukraine, of Russia bombing Ukraine to find other things. Okay. Remember the Writers Guild going on strike? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've never heard of the Writers Guild. I don't know. Never heard of it. Writers Guild.
Everything ground to a halt, didn't it?
Yeah, movies, TV shows.
Which is why we still haven't got the second half of the Dune film yet.
Yes.
Although that's getting close.
Yes. Well, and a couple of things were held back for release that have been released recently because of the Writers Guild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember two drones? Remember the 2 drones getting shot down over Kremlin?
I do. Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
they'd come from Ukraine, hadn't they? Apparently, or they were Ukraine sourced.
Drones. Yes, they did look like they were DJI ones, but anyway.
Yeah.
And guess what? King Charles and Camilla were coronated in May.
Were they? Oh, I missed that.
Mm.
I wish.
I didn't watch it.
Fucking escape. I didn't watch it because, whatever.
You'd have thought they'd have waited till June or July for the better weather, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they should have just had it in the backyard of the palace. Why not? Spend all
Legend
that money on it.
goes that date was chosen because they knew Prince Harry couldn't be over here for it.
Ah, okay. Mm.
They consulted their diaries very closely and said, he can't make it. Right, we'll do it then.
Yes. We can't have...
And then everybody said, there was some poor old boy in the Abbey with the glasses and the hair and the beard. And they said, that's Meghan Markle in disguise. It's
Yeah. Yes. I saw that. Guess what? Donald Trump was in court again.
Donald Trump in court? Well,
yes.
I never.
This is when he was found liable for abusing Jane Carroll. Eugene Crouch.
Did he grab her by the
I can't remember what he did to her, but yeah, let's just say.
Probably.
So he wasn't. This you got to remember. He wasn't. This is the defamation case, and yes, he was found that he was liable. Medical first. A paralyzed man was able to walk naturally through the use of electronic brain implants. First time in May.
That does ring a vague bell. Yeah. I
That's
do remember seeing something about that.
because I've had bionic things, but this is the first time I was actually made a person walk properly. I've had arms working for a while. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Paul might remember this. I don't know how far much this went out. The earthquakes across Victoria. And,
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah. Myself.
yeah. Ducks must have got upset. And the flat earther says that 1.10 to the minus 17 is a negative number.
Yeah, that was probably Jin that said that because he's the most recent one that said that.
Yeah, he's been saying that for a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though everyone's been corrected.
Even though literally everybody's telling him it's not a negative number, it's a negative exponent. A very small number. He's still doubling down. He's like, no, it's not. That's not. Although we can provide him hundreds of links, like with different mathematics sites and tutors and stuff. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Even though every flat
You
earther.
know the flat earthers aren't open to evidence and information.
It has to be a negative number. It has to be a negative number because when quantum erasers subtracted it, he got a bigger number.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah. Okay, true question for May. What country won the Eurovision Song Contest with the song Tattoo?
I haven't got a clue.
Oh God, I think I watched it.
I'm glad you guys are all up on all the big social norms.
I don't know, because when I see Tattoo, I automatically think of Van Halen, because that was on one of their recent albums, but it wasn't Van Halen. Who the fuck
No.
was it?
I just need the country. Pick a country.
I can't remember.
Oh, Irish Stew knows. Irish Stew got it. There we go.
I'm not surprised. Not surprised that he knows.
Yeah, Sweden. There you go.
I think I watched last year's. I can't remember now.
Yeah. Very few
I
songs.
watched it from Terry Wogan, because Terry Wogan used to do the voiceover for the UK.
Oh, yeah.
And he was quite clearly drinking.
You get worse so soon.
And over the course of the night, you could hear him getting more and more drunk. It was brilliant. But Graham Norton's not bad. He does quite a good job, but he don't get pissed like Wogan used to.
Sorry. Slight distraction there. Where was it? Yes, the song contest. I was going to say, very few of the songs in the Eurovision do you ever hear of again. So, apart from Waterloo by ABBA, I don't know if any others that people went on. Must be a couple.
Yeah, that's probably the most famous. I can't remember the last time we won it, and I can't remember what it was.
No.
But then it's pop music, and that's not really my thing. So.
Okay, we're up to June. We're almost halfway through.
Oh, doesn't the time fly?
Do you remember the debt ceiling cross? Got half a year and nearly a bit over half an hour. So, United States debt crisis, big thing at the time. Debt ceiling, crisis.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You may or may not have heard this. This is a bit of an Aussie one. Kathleen Fogley was released after 20 years for killing all 4 children, but the scientists worked out that it was genetics, a very, very rare genetic mutation. And
Blimey. No, I don't remember hearing about that. But imagine being locked away for 20 years knowing you didn't do it. And nobody was listening to you.
Well, tragic for a start because all the kids died.
Yeah.
And then secondly being accused, and then everyone saying that you killed them. Yes. And then saying, nah, we were wrong. So yes. I remember Boris Johnson resigned.
Yes. I'd like to forget all about Boris Johnson, but it's true.
I said he was going to be prime minister one day.
Partygate. Yeah.
I mean, the guy's a lying buffoon, and he has a history right from school days of just, what do you mean I can't do what the fuck I like? What do you mean there are rules? No, You know, I mean, that was one of the complaints from one of his tutors at Eton, you know. And he just carried on throughout life like that. He'll just do what he fucking likes and bollocks to the rest of you.
Yes.
And yes, you've all got to stay at home. And by the way, could you just nip down the offie and get a few more bottles of Bollinger, please? You know, because we're having
Yes.
a party. But you've all got to stay at home. You can't go and see your loved ones dying in hospital. But we're going to have
Yes.
a piss up. Fuck
Yes.
you. And he wonders why people didn't like it.
That's right. Well, they got upset.
Wow.
Guess what also happened? Do you remember that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, yes. Good old Titan, which we talked about for many, many weeks after the event.
How could we get that?
I can't believe that anybody would take one look at that thing and go, yeah, I'm going down in that. I mean, you just looked at it and thought, well, that looks fucking homemade. I'll stand outside it, but that's as close as I'll get, you know.
The thing that I remember is how many of the flat earthers came out as submarine experts when that happened, and would tell you all this stuff.
Because they're an experts on every subject, aren't they?
Well, not only flat earthers, they went there, but everyone suddenly became a submarine expert. And why they couldn't find it, why was this or that?
I mean, when you look at other deep sea submersibles, you know, and then you looked at that thing and it was just like, no, there's no way I'm getting in that. You must be joking.
Yes, that's right. Guess what? In June,
Oh yeah.
tried to put did not collect information on the United States. Hey.
Yeah.
Code
So
for
what was it doing there then?
It was a
Just passing
weather.
by?
It was a weather satellite. They weren't going to say that. And guess what? Our flat earther says GPS is a drone with satellites. It's done with satellites.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I can guarantee some said that. Yes. That's
It's
right, Clive.
satelloons and it's towers.
Towers, yes.
Because there's clearly space is fake. There's nothing in space. Satellites aren't real. Blah blah blah.
And it's boys.
Even
The flat Earth space has to be fake.
Yeah.
And even the space shuttle was a giant helium balloon with fire coming out the back of it.
Oh god, yeah, that was brilliant.
Oh yes.
That was Globebusters, wasn't it? Oh yeah, look at it wobbling.
Yeah.
It's a balloon. That's the famous space shuttle bounce.
Yes. Okay. What new product did US FDA approve for to be commercially sold in the USA? Obviously a food product.
I don't know.
Can't say I've tried this new food product. Well, not that I'm aware that I've maybe I have. I'm not aware of it. No one?
Not a clue.
Big Macs.
Big
Very
Macs.
close. Very close, actually.
But after all this time, yeah, okay, you can sell them now. What?
Very, very close. It was lab-grown meat.
Oh, all right.
So, yes, could be Big Macs. How would you know? Doesn't look, for a hamburger, you couldn't tell the difference.
I mean, if somebody put some lab grown meat in front of me and I knew it was lab grown, I mean, I'd give it a go.
Oh yeah. And the only thing is that you don't always know because they don't always tell you. But if you put in a hamburger, there is no way for you to tell him that it was lab grown
What if they
versus
called it
something else.
Soylent Green?
Yeah, that might be. A bit... I don't think that'd be a very good marketing ploy to call it Soylent Green.
I mean,
I
here
enjoy our
in the
new
UK
Soylent Green hamburgers.
I mean, for a while, I don't know if this is the rest of the world as well, but don't forget in the UK we were probably eating horse meat for a while, weren't we? You remember that controversy?
Well,
you remember that?
Well, you might as well put them to some good use. You might as well eat the buggers.
Yeah.
Well, China's been eating lab-grown meat for ages, and fox terrier and Shih Tzu and
Labradors. That's lab-grown meat, isn't it? Labradors.
Yeah. Lab grown meat. Oh, yeah.
Yes. And I lost my train of thought then. Something else. Let's move on to
And
July.
ironically, I finished watching Society of the Snow last night, which is
Ah.
the redone version of Alive.
Yeah.
When the poor bugger's saying we need to eat, and somebody's going, well, there's a lot of protein sat outside.
Yeah. Yeah. That reminded me because there was talk there they were gonna make a remake of Soylent Green, and then someone pointed out that there isn't anybody in the world who doesn't know what Soylent Green is, and that wouldn't quite have the impact of the first film.
I would suspect actually that there are, because I worked in an office where a lot of them were in their 20-somethings. They hadn't heard of The Matrix.
All right. Yeah.
I've never seen The Matrix. What's that about? Yeah, you think, you'd have no trouble spinning them a new Soylent Green, because you can bet your boots they've never seen Soylent Green. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway, maybe they might get around to it then.
There are some incredibly ignorant 20-somethings out there. I've never heard of that film. What?
Yes.
You've never seen RoboCop.
Hey, Blue, did you know that in July it's hot in America? Just pointing it out, there's a big heat wave in America in July.
Doesn't really surprise me.
No. Okay. Yes. Yes, this was Joe Biden declares the complete destruction of chemical weapons. US was the last to do so. So supposedly all major stockpiles have been eliminated. So
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I don't believe it personally, but it's not necessarily US, but somebody's going to be holding out. Elton John performed his last concert after 50 years.
Yeah, that does ring a bell. Yeah, I remember that.
Long time. Guess what? Remember this, Matt? I don't know. I might have gone past you. You may not have noticed this one. Oh, he's run away again. Keep running away when I get to the
one where they're all going, oh, come on, those graphics are obviously CGI. And it's like, yeah, they're graphics.
Yeah, the graphics. It's CGI.
It's not meant to film it.
It's sort of like, they're not, what do you think they sent two up there? So they've got another one and a camera next to it.
I mean, that was so hilarious because when it's not CGI, they cry, oh, look at CGI, it's fake. And then when it's quite clearly a graphic to illustrate something, they're going, oh, come on, that's not real. Yeah, we know it's not real, you fucking idiots. It's not supposed to be.
Look, Matt, you're missing it. Every time I have a space thing, Matt, you're not here. I don't know. Anyway, moving on.
It's a talent.
I think most of the Commonwealth countries knew about this one when Victoria pulled out from hosting the 2026 Commonwealth Games. I don't know if they've...
You want us to spend how much? Oh, God.
Now, to their thing, they did step in because someone else pulled out before, and then they said, "Oh yes, we'll do it," but then it just got more and more money. So yes, no money. And guess what? Flat Earther says you need a triangle to use a sextant.
You also need a flat horizontal baseline.
Yes.
Therefore, the Earth is flat.
I like the ones that say you also work out where you need to know where the GP of the star is before you use a sextant. I have heard that one. Where the whole point of
Matt's got to go and rescue his daughter's car.
Oh, okay.
Or has it escaped?
Yeah, well, go get it and stick it in with a chain. Put a chain on it next time. Okay.
Come on.
Hey, trivia question. Lottery player from California won a jackpot, becoming the third to win what sum?
Oh, I don't remember this at all. I have no idea. It's something stupid like, I don't know, $200 million or something.
$200 million. A little bit higher.
$1 billion.
Yep. $1 billion.
We could have been billionaires.
Yeah, well, they were. They won $1 billion in a jackpot lottery.
Now, that's the sort of obscene amount of money I'd like to win, because I could then raise boredom for an art form.
Well, the funny thing is you could win a tenth of that, and it's still an obscene amount of money.
Yep. I'd make some people very happy, and I'd piss off an amazingly large group of people when I say you're getting fuck all.
That's
Yes.
nothing, Timbo.
Yeah.
My boss. That's nothing. My boss showed me a banknote from Zimbabwe that was worth $10 trillion.
All right. Was this from an African prince that was going to pay him that amount of money? Was it?
No, it was a genuine banknote.
Oh yeah.
Mm. Their inflation went absolutely through the roof, didn't it?
Yeah. Hyperinflation. I was watching a rare video, like a video of rare photos, and it was photos of the hyperinflation in Germany, and the kids playing with these piles and piles of state banknotes because they were pretty much worthless.
Well, like they said, the inflation in Zimbabwe was so huge, they actually had to use scientific notation to quote it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was something like 10 to the power of 22%.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, the German ones. I've seen a photo of they're throwing bundles of notes on the fire to keep themselves warm.
Yeah, because they weren't.
Because
had no value.
It was that worthless that they said, "Well, we might as well just fucking burn it."
Yeah. Guess what? Donald Trump was in trouble again.
Was he in court again?
In August. Remarkable spacecraft, Luna 25, enters the moon orbit, and eventually the same way it enters the moon's surface.
Oh yes, that didn't go entirely as planned, did it?
No. Wasn't their most successful adventure. And of course, India, I think 2 weeks later, successfully lands on the moon.
Yeah. Yeah, remember that.
But was it Chandrayaan 2 that had the same issue as the as Luna 25? Did it slow down?
It reached the moon's surface.
Mm. But considering on their third attempt they actually had a successful landing, whereas Russia took 15 attempts for the first time, something like that, before they had a successful landing.
Yeah, but the Russians were the first to do it, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were the first to achieve a soft landing on the moon. Yeah.
A soft landing, well, intact vehicle at the end of it, yes. But
yeah, well, so the Russians beat the Americans to it.
Yes. But I just thought it was interesting that after all that practice.
Oh, yeah.
The Indians were I thought that was pretty good considering they had a much reduced budget compared to Russia. Yeah.
Shadow Falcons put it very well. Luna 25 successfully litho-braked. Yes.
Yes.
Anyway. Braking it broke.
Remember the Maui put a lot in Hawaii, which of course, apart from burning a lot of land, caused a lot of conspiracy theories to crop up all of a sudden.
Oh yes, Hurricane Dora knew. Yeah, shout out Dora. What are you going to do that for?
Yeah, Dora. Oh, she's not here. No, that's a shame.
Yeah, why is it only on one island? Well, because it's on an island.
Yes, and yes, I had this argument the other night where someone was saying, "Oh, it was energy weapons from space." I said, "Yeah, but wouldn't it have been easy just to walk along with a match, rather than these energy weapons?"
Yeah, a box of matches and a very large fork. That's how we used to do it.
So, yes, it was. I think it's just maybe in Australia because we're so used to is probably not the right word, so experienced with bushfires that it didn't surprise me, the conditions and the weather. It was just normal, and even the images were just like we're used to seeing of bushfires. I don't think they'd seen that sort of stuff before, so they said, "Oh, look at that, car's all melted and stuff." Yeah, I said, "Well, that's what happens in bushfire."
That's what happens. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Galactic launches its first space tourism flight, which then had the youngest person in space and a few other ones in that flight because I pay for Galactic too. And FIFA suspends Spanish Football Federation president for kissing a player in an unwanted exchange.
I do remember seeing that on the news, and I think even the player, I think even she said, "What's the fuss about?" You know.
No, she's the one who went crook, but at the time she wasn't going to make a fuss. But I think it was a whole lot of other things apart from that one event.
I think so. Yeah.
And the flat earther says Antarctic Treaty prevents people from going to Antarctica.
Yep,
Believe it or
because
not.
clearly it does. Somewhere in those billions and billions of 11 pages, it says no, can't. No, the penguins won't let you. Sorry,
Yeah,
you've got this
can't
huge
do-
fleet of Navy ships from all over the world that will stop you getting to Tasmania. Oh,
Yeah. Yes. Okay, trivia question for August. Which World Cup did Norway Magnus Carlsen win in August 2024?
Should that be might win in August 2024?
Might win. Oh, sorry.
Given
yes.
that we've only just started
2023.
2024.
2023, he won that.
Magnus Carlsen. I'd like
What
to say
did
it's something to do with beer with a name like that, but it's probably not. I have no
No.
idea.
No. I'll see if
Speedway?
anyone. No. No. I was just seeing if anyone in the chat can do it. Because yes, I knew Clive Wells would get this one. Yes. He won the chess world
A World
World Champ.
Cup in chess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just say the fact that you find that there's a World Cup in chess suggests that maybe that's your chess level, farmers. Same as mine.
I can't stand the excitement of a good chess game. It's too much for me.
Yes. September.
And to think they did a whole bloody West End musical about the damn thing, about the
I
damn
know.
sport.
Was it?
Pastime, whatever you want to call it.
It wasn't very successful though. Mostly because they had so much success with the songs before they'd written a musical that they didn't bother actually doing a very good musical. Because they wrote songs before they did set up the storyline.
Single over that, wasn't it?
Yeah. Those who remember that the patron of inquiry, not impeachment, but inquiry into whether they would impeach President Joe Biden. How many of you remember, because I don't think I did, that the oldest known wooden structure, 476,000-year-old log structure discovered in Calababu in Zambia?
I don't recall that.
Wow. Yeah, there are,
Must
but
have just passed me by.
it was listed. But yeah, I missed that one. And guess what? We can now watch movies and TV again. That's right. Right strike had ended after so many months. Yes, human chess player. Clive, yes, human chess player. Okay, remember Osiris Rex? Still talking about
Yes.
that.
I remember them all going up to it dressed like they were on the set of the Andromeda Strain.
Yes, yeah, they were, weren't they? Yeah.
Well, they've seen the movie, haven't they? So anyone who's watched enough movies of things being collected, alien things being collected in space now, you've got to put them in very containers.
Just come through Earth's atmosphere. I don't think there's anything dangerous on the outside of it.
Yeah, yes, that is right. We do not worry about spelling in my chat. That's fine. Happy. As long as it's phonetically close enough, that's good enough. That's from me. Others have a different opinion on that. Okay. Yes, I don't think they've still. I'm not sure they've opened the capsule yet. Still, I think they're still having trouble with the lid.
That's right, they were, weren't they?
Yeah, because
I
it
don't know.
has 35 fasteners, and there's two that they couldn't get open because them trying to keep the whole space clear. They've got to have a whole process of how they get those last two open without contaminating the sample, etc. So, and obviously you've gone to that effort. You're not going to just blow it. Let's just get a screwdriver out of the cupboard.
Well, if I remember rightly, Apollo 12 brought back bits and pieces off the Surveyor probe that they landed near.
Yeah.
And then when they got it back and started analysing it, they found there was bacteria or something on it. They thought, well, how could there be bacteria in space? And eventually somebody said, you contaminated it.
Yeah. That's right.
But it took them a while to realise that's what they'd done.
Yep.
When they first started analysing, it was, it's bacteria. How did it survive in space and on the surface of the moon? Blah blah blah. I think it was years later when somebody went back and said, "Yeah, you didn't bring it back with you. You added it to it when you started looking at it."
Yeah, that's right.
So you do have to be
very careful. Yeah.
About you've got to keep it in as a sterile environment as you can.
And speaking of containers, this says you can't have air pressure with that one.
This is true. That's what they say. Yes.
That's what they say. Yep. Question. Okay, what did the Alpha experiment show? This one for Clive and the like. Paul might know this one. No?
No.
Yeah.
Doesn't ring any bells.
No. Was that it? You didn't like my question? Didn't you like my question? No. No. Just give it one. No. Not getting answers out for peanuts. Yep. Oh. Online dating profiles. No, it didn't show online dating profiles. It was that antimatter falls down in gravity, just like normal matter.
Oh, I don't remember that at all. That passed me by as well.
Yep. Yes, meaning that antimatter has what if it falls down in gravity? Means antimatter has
mass.
Has mass. Yeah.
Positive mass.
Yep. So yes, that was a big thing. Well, in science world at the time. In October, Hamas, the whole Hamas and Israeli Palestine invasion problem started in October, believe it or not. Feels much longer than that, but yes, it's when that started. For the Aussies, the voice to Parliament failed in its referendum. Which was not a huge surprise, but in ACT we all voted for it, but that's because we know that you have to do something to get in. But anyway, that's the way it was. We weren't surprised, but voted down. That was not well formed. Okay, yes, we now have inclusion of cricket, flag football, lacrosse, squash, and baseball/softball in the Olympics in Los Angeles.
What on earth is flag football?
Touch football like thing where you stick a flag on the back. You've got to catch the flag off the person when you tackle them. So it's a non-tackle
What you mean
version.
by tag rugby?
Yeah, it's a non-tackle version of football.
Yeah, tag rugby that little kids play here till they're about 8 or 9, and then they're considered big enough to do proper rugby.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember both of mine. They were ready. Well, their whole team was ready to play proper rugby way before, and they'd run up and grab somebody's tag and just feel a complete idiot standing there holding somebody's velcroed on tag. It's like, no one to tackle him. This is rugby, you know.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Yes, it is. It's the tag rugby version in American football because, of course, they
Yes.
call their game of rugby
Football. They call their football. Yes.
they call their rugby football in the football soccer.
And who remembers that the physics was awarded to Pierre Agostini? For any cadets to get all these wrong. Rick
Agostini, don't they make little stickers and albums?
Probably. And then
I don't know. I thought he was a motorbike racer from the 1960s.
Well,
okay. And the flat earther claims that water finds its own level. And the trivia question
He was
is...
Giacomo Agostini, yeah.
Mm.
Water does find its own level. That's a well-known fact.
Yes,
Okay.
the surface might not be as straight as they'd like.
Yeah.
No. Okay. World record set at 274.9 pounds for what?
That steak I should never have eaten.
Tomahawk steak.
Oh, go on then, I'll give it a go.
Steak, he says. No, wasn't a steak.
I once had a 24-ounce steak and I had to leave an onion ring.
It
Just
was.
for the look of it.
It was the heaviest pumpkin.
Pumpkin. Ew.
Mm.
Yeah.
279.
Hen party. 2,749 pounds. Ye gods. Look out, here they come.
Yeah, that's right. Getting close to the end. AI was named the most memorable, notable word of the year.
Is it a word?
Well, that's what I've thought, but anyway, apparently. I would have thought artificial intelligence might be, but that's 2 words. But okay.
It's a TLA, but the T's 2 instead of 3.
Oh, it must be. It's a valid Scrabble word. Shit.
I think I've stuffed up here. Okay, former Bears champ David Cameron makes shock return to government as far as secretary. These are all fairly recent events.
It's the way they did it that really sticks in my throat because they made him a lord first.
Yes, so he could come in.
So he's a lord, but you can't go and ask him questions because he's in the House of Lords and not the House of Commons. Sneaky fuckers.
Nasty people. Global average surface temperature went up 2 degrees than pre-industrial levels. And Brazil had its highest ever temperature at 40. That's not negative 44. That's 44.38 degrees Celsius.
That's hot.
And the world's biggest iceberg moved for the first time in 30 years. Obviously because of rising sea levels and reduction of the iceberg. That's a big iceberg though. 4,000 square kilometers.
Wow.
Oh, and what? Hang on, there's something missing.
What's that?
No Trump.
No Trump. I'm sure.
Come on, you must be caught over something last night.
Probably could have. I'm sure I could have found some court case, but I didn't. It didn't pop up when I was looking, so I didn't do Trump this year.
I think we'll take it as a given that he was in court about something.
And of course, the flat earther says you can't have triangles on the surface of the sphere.
Yes, which of course you can.
And yes, this was where I stuffed up. Because I think I was going to change my records. Okay, so what was the title of the Beatles' last song?
Oh, would that have been From Me to You? Oh, no. Now and Then.
Now and Then. It would be.
Now then.
And what was on the B-side?
Do we still have B-sides?
Of course, it wasn't a B-side, it was double A-side.
I bet you all the Peanuts could get it.
I bet they could.
Give them time. Consider the lag. Sorry, we was a Rolling Stones household when I was a kid. Don't do Beatles.
It was my second question. It was my second thing up on the top thing.
The Beatles doing Ace of Spades. That'd be good.
And December. Kit concludes with a farewell end of rock tier. So, end of road. Who remembers Kiss?
I think that was actually the last one because so many of these bands said, this is the final tour ever. And then the year after, we're touring again.
Yes, it was a double A side technically, but I think that's just cheating. Saying it's a double A side. Spoiler, Taylor Swift was named Times Person of the Year.
Well, she's easy on the eye, but she's a crap singer.
Well, considering her concerts have
her songs are shit.
Her concerts make more money than several countries' GDP, so she's quite significant from that point of view. Barry Humphries died, unfortunately, and who knows who Who knows who Barry Humphries is, or his other?
Dave Edna.
Dave Edna. That's right. That's correct.
Yeah.
Hello, possums.
Yeah. Extreme rainfall and flooding after Cyclone Jasper breaks 100 records in Cairns and could be seen on the Himawari 9 images, but of course they must be fake. And a flat earther says, what do you think that flat earther says for the last one?
Lebanese horizontal.
No, I didn't do that one.
Okay.
What do all flat earthers say?
I'm not a flat earther. I've got proof.
At some point, they all say, nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-uh. Okay. True question. Last one. Apple root. Oh, dang. Yeah, let's not do that. Okay. I thought I'd change that. I did have a crash halfway through it, so I understood what happened to Paul. I must have not changed that bit. No, I needed to proofread it. Okay, there we go. Well,
it's fun.
Given that, before we have Paul's hard quiz, let's do a bit of a
do.
Yeah.
It's not too hard to.
Oh, hang on. Why can't you see
I've seen you on your hard before.
There we go.
If you think the Earth is a ball blasting through space, you're clueless. You're clueless and you're fully programmed. And you still have the same intellect you had when you were in 3rd grade.
How do you answer the rumors that you are a silly bitch?
I embrace them.
They trained you in 3rd grade, and then, boom, they locked it in. And you're still repeating the same stuff. And you're still thinking the same way.
Now, anybody else see the irony in that?
It's time to let go of your 3rd grade teacher, and it's time to now be an adult, look around, forget what everybody else is telling you. Stand alone in your thoughts, in your logic. Use your senses.
Just put me to sleep, eh?
Oh, you're real nice.
Oh.
You could help for once.
Oh,
eh?
yeah, like, take off. Why not give me the topic in advance so I know what it is, eh? Gee, forget it. I'm not going to be in this show.
Well, then you can go. Anyway,
You've always known, but you've been afraid. It's time to stop being afraid of Mrs. Wiedemeyer, your 3rd grade teacher, that you're going to get a bad grade. Nobody's grading you.
Oh, well, class dismissed.
I posted some flat Earth photos, proving that the Earth is not a globe.
Are you getting dumber?
Gee, I don't think so.
But people are still glitching out. Friends, acquaintances, having a real hard time telling me the math is wrong, telling me that I'm not figuring for this, and they're just having a really hard time seeing the physical pictures.
Right there. That's like a really weird thing to say. Yeah, I mean, we're used to you, but dude, you're weird.
And even some people on TikTok are like, man, I don't know if I could be friends with you. I don't know if I could be friends with you. To be honest,
But you know what? You're not alone. Why do you think the Martians won't land here? Because they're green, and they know people are gonna make fun of them.
You said it, brother.
if you think the Earth is a round, spinning ball blasting through space, chasing the sun, the moon's chasing the Earth, you are still asleep.
Oh, the pressure. Kelly, you have to go to school. Kelly, you have to pass. Kelly, you have to learn to read.
If you think the truth starts at NASA and space and the moon and all of it.
What if I told you that over the past few months, Amy has secretly been giving you little puzzles to test your intelligence against chimpanzees in her lab?
That's cosmology. Cosmology is a pseudoscience. It's not real. None of it. It's all hypotheticals. It's all huge assumptions based on huge theories.
Well, that's kind of stupid, Bob. Well, I guess the truth hurts. So does a swift kick in the ass. All right, I'm going. But a swift kick in the ass is not the solution to everything, Foreman. I gotta disagree, Bob.
So, wake up. You think that you're awakened, and you think that you see everything for what it is. You're living on Satan's globe. You have no idea.
Look, I'm sorry, not to change the subject or anything, but when was the last time you had a CAT scan?
About 6 months ago. It's company policy.
Right, you should make another appointment.
There we go. Well, how you going, Paul? You're all set now.
Righto.
Whenever you're ready, go for it. There we go.
Righto. Here we go. First hard quiz for 2024. Not too hard.
Why do you have a cat in your video?
Pat's enjoying himself.
Alrighty. Here we go. Okay. Valentine and Zhang developed a three-dimensional structure with this property based on a cascaded fishnet structure of silver and magnesium fluoride. What did they make?
Nope.
Nope.
A Benchy.
Mm.
Do you know what
Donny
Benchy is?
Ham's group achieved this property by taking a two-dimensional electron gas and cooling it so it undergoes kinetic inductance.
Okay.
No, this is not from Ken Wheeler's book.
It's not. Oh, come on.
This is a real thing. One paper posited that a slab with this property would be able to focus all radiative and non-radiative Fourier components on a 2D image, creating a super lens.
Super.
Not a superconductor.
Does prefamulated amulite have anything to do with this?
Nope. Well, it might have this property. I don't know. This property was originally postulated in a paper by Veslago and was realized during a bunch of square copper split ring resonators by Shelby Smith and Schultz. It's starting to sound a bit more like the turbo encabulator, isn't it?
It does, yes. We have one suggestion out in the thing that's
not a torus
No.
field. No.
Einstein
Not an
console.
Einstein condensate. No. Materials with this property are sometimes called left-handed, and materials with this property have permittivity and permeability less than 0. What property do they have? Dielectric disequilibrium. No.
Well, I think it's got to do something to do with optics.
It is something to do with optics, yeah.
It's going to be
Pendry's invisibility cloak and many metamaterials notably possess what property in which a dimensionless quantity appearing in Snell's law is less than 0.
Okay, it's something to do with refraction, refractive.
Yeah.
Would it be refractive index?
What about the refractive index?
I don't know. I thought it was good enough getting that far. That it's not. Oh, you said what you just said. Is it something to do with the refractive being positive?
No.
Oh, okay.
Something with a negative refractive index.
That is the one. Alan. Yes.
Other way around, wrong way around. Oh, it was
Yeah.
well, wrong way.
Yeah, it's materials with a negative refractive index. They do actually exist.
Yeah.
And if you have a perfect slab, if you have a slab of such a material, it makes a perfect lens. Yeah. Negative refractive index.
There you go.
Okay. Question 2. Pacific Northwest magazine claimed that the earliest recorded use of this phrase was in an ad for Pipers in an 1874 edition of the Puget Sound Dispatch, although found although I found a use of it from a year earlier in South Carolina's Newbury Weekly Herald. What phrase? Yes, Clive is right. You can have refractive indexes with an imaginary component. Absolutely. But you can also have them with a negative real component. Okay. A song that popularized this phrase was originally recorded by the Pennsylvanians, although by the 1970s was being credited as a Woody Allen original due to its use in Sleeper.
Oh God, how long has it been since I've seen that film?
What phrase? Oakley's personality has a negative refractive index. Yeah.
It's got a negative something, yeah. Sleeper.
This phrase titles a song that apparently became a jazz standard, with new lyrics invented in 1954 after Pat Halcox only knew George Lewis's instrumental version. What famous phrase am I thinking of? Not level is horizontal? No. An abbreviated version of this phrase, once titled Treat, later known as the Eskimo Pie.
Ice cream, you scream, you'll scream for ice cream? Or something like that?
That is the one, Timbo, yes.
What's an ad for Eskimo Pie? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. My top search result for this somewhat rhyming phrase is a Blippy video in front of a good humour truck.
God, not bloody Blippy.
Yeah. Name this slogan
can't
often
find
used
that.
when selling a frozen treat. It is, yeah, ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream.
Blippy is one of my grandson's favourites. It's not good.
I wouldn't have got it for anything else, but when you got down to the Eskimo Pie, I knew that one.
Yes, I've got a photo of my son, one of my sons, when he was about 8 months old. I think he got about 5% of the chocolate ice cream inside his mouth and the rest all over his face.
Osmosis.
Yeah, he's supposed to wear it, not eat it. Come on.
Yeah. Question 3. A 1984 law forbids the Washington state government to make plans concerning these structures as part of the Freeze campaign. What structures?
Have we had this question before? That's familiar.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, if we've had it before and it looks familiar, you'll know the answer, right?
No.
Ah, okay. Not that familiar then. An experimental one of these structures, built in conjunction with the I-5 highway running through Seattle, opened in 1963 but was never used for its intended purpose. No?
No. Sounds like I should know it, but
Not ice walls, not igloos. In the 1940s, scientist JBS Haldane was sued by the Cement Makers Federation for alleging that cement prices were being fixed to prevent the construction of Haldane's massive examples of these structures.
Dams?
What?
Dams?
Nope, not dams. Nope. More than 2 million of a type of these structures, named for Sir John Anderson, were constructed in Britain in the 1940s and could typically hold 6 people.
The Anderson shelter.
Bomb shelters, yeah.
What's that?
Bomb shelters, yeah.
Mm.
The Anderson shelter was a bomb shelter.
But
so
if you're talking concrete, then you're looking at bunkers, aren't you?
Bunkers, yeah.
Bunkers.
The aforementioned Seattle example of one of these structures is stocked with iodine tablets?
Well, that's a nuclear fallout shelter then.
That's more specific, Alan. That's the answer I was after. Yes. Yeah. On May the 29th, 2020, Donald Trump was criticised for visiting one of these places known as the POC during the George Floyd protests that was also used by Dick Cheney on 9/11. Yeah. Named these structures, many of which were built in backyards during the Cold War out of fear of Soviet attacks. They were fallout shelters. Yeah.
Fallout. Apparently a really good game. I've played it. Okay.
All right. This film was the first major hit that a company called Carolco made, having previously made Drek, such as Chatterbox, about a woman who finds out that she has a talking vagina.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've heard about it. I don't think I haven't seen that film, but I had.
Neither have
I
I.
was aware of it.
I'm sure Brad should be aware of it.
Carolco, yeah. Yeah, they were quite big in the 80s. I'm trying to think what they bloody did.
Yeah, what did they make? Kirk Douglas stormed off the set of this film after after its male lead insisted on being allowed to rewrite director Ted Kotcheff's script so the title character wouldn't kill anyone. Not Bunker Boy? No.
No, it sounds like Kirk Douglas. Oh.
A pivotal scene in this film comes in a prison in the small town of Hope, Washington, when Officer Art Galt attempts to drive
Yeah, I know what it
Shelley,
is. I know what it is.
the title character, causing a flashback.
Yeah.
First Blood.
First Blood, yeah.
Yes.
Yep, you got it. That's the one. Yep.
Probably still his best film.
This film opens with the protagonist heading to a lake house to discover a former colleague died from Agent Orange exposure. Yeah.
That's right, him down to the bone.
This film's protagonist blows up a gas station after a National Guardsman fires a rocket in an unsuccessful attempt to seal him in a mine.
Mine, yes.
You blew him up, you dig him out.
Yeah. Name this action film, followed by sequels in Afghanistan and Vietnam, starring Sylvester Stallone.
Yes.
It is Rambo, First Blood.
God didn't make him, I did.
That's right.
The first one, I think, is an excellent film, and the sequels sort of went a bit off the rails. But
different pictures, really, weren't they? The sequels.
Okay. Question 5. Brainiac 2.5 causes havoc during this event in a Superman storyline where Baby Lena is also threatened by silvery spiders. What event is this?
No idea. Not up on me, Superman.
John Zelinsky wrote a book advocating that Americans adopt Amish practices in preparation for this event.
Well, Doomsday would be my guess, but
not Doomsday. No, not Doomsday. Jay Leno cameoed in a made-for-TV movie titled for this event, where Ken Olin played an MIT-trained engineer who races back to Seattle on a supersonic plane to avert a nuclear meltdown. What event?
Amish practices, that's a distinctive lack of technology.
Not the Crapture. John Koskinen was appointed a czar of this event following a report from the Congressional Research Service requested by Daniel Moynihan that estimated it would cost $100 billion to avert.
Hmm.
No?
No.
A propane shortage causes Hank to finally panic about this event in an episode of King of the Hill.
What the hell? How long is it since I've seen King of the Hill?
For a 60 Minutes report on this event, Steve Croft warned that anyone who depends on elevators or uses electricity was vulnerable to this event.
Y2K.
That's the one, Blue.
Oh,
you
okay.
got it. Yeah.
Oh, that fuss over nothing. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Bill Clinton called this a big, big problem in his 1999 State of the Union address. The minor consequences of this event was an incorrect leap year calculation in Excel.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Name this event that threatened to cause chaos in software that relied on two-digit year dates. It was indeed Y2K. Yeah.
And we woke up on New Year's Day and all the computers had gone. What was the fuss about?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
What are you all scared of?
Let's face it, anything that was important had already been checked and fixed. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Question 6. This song first broke on mainstream American radio, where a DJ at Cube 93 FM in Seattle tracked down a single of it at Pike Place Market.
No idea.
Nope.
That could be anything.
A sound-alike version of this song that got included in the Dreamcast game Samba de Amigo capitalized on Canadian content rules to take over Canadian airwaves and was by a group whose name was hastily translated from the phrase, "those from the sea." No.
No.
Another version of this song captures a sample from The Graduate. No.
No.
Not within
A
the 70s.
Christmas version of this song cycles through verses from Joy to the World, Jingle Bells, and Old Lang Syne before delivering this song's signature chorus.
No.
One version of this song emerged from a rule at Power 96 in Miami that forbade DJs from playing songs that were entirely in a language other than English.
No Rammstein then.
Nope. The first verse of one version of this song has a woman declare, "They all want me, they can't have me, so they all come and dance beside me," and was
I've got a funny feeling
remixed
I
by
know
the
what it is.
Bayside Boys. Come on, you got to know what it is now.
Nope.
Multi-top flat earth rap. No.
Smells like Toon Spirit. Famously, one of those songs that doesn't have the title in the words at all.
At the 1996 Democratic National Convention, Al Gore remained motionless while supposedly doing his version of the dance that went along with this song.
Macarena.
What?
Macarena.
That's the one.
Mm.
Indeed. Name this hit Spanish language song by Los Del Rio is La Macarena. Yeah.
I wouldn't have got anything else. It was just the Al Gore one.
Okay. Next question. You'll get this one. This one's easy. In 1970, police greeted the people responsible for the show in riot gear when they were invited by some citizens of Jackson, Mississippi, to visit the town to pressure networks to reinstate the show, which had been pulled from the air due to its integrated cast.
70.
Hairspray?
What?
It's too early for Hairspray, isn't it? The movie
No,
Hairspray?
it's not that. No.
No.
In 2006, a documentary titled "The World According to This Show" traces the cultural impact of international versions of it, including a South African version that pays particular attention to the HIV positive community. Not The Sound of Music, not Baby Shark, not Star Trek, not Beatles. The so-called CTW model was developed for this show, wherein producers of this show, such as Jan Gans Cooney, partnered with ETS on a variety of research into its effectiveness. First airing rights for this show moved to HBO in 2015.
Much HBO.
In a 1977 paper, Yale psychologist Jerome L. Singer argued that the fast pace of this show made it less conducive to learning than a rival on the same network.
Right, it's not Sesame Street, is it?
It is Sesame Street. Well done, Farmers.
Okay.
Yes.
Just trying to. I kept thinking of what was about in 1970 and inclusive, you know.
And still around in 2015 even.
Correct. Yeah. And when it's conducive to learning, and it's like, well, that's got to be Sesame Street.
Yeah. Characters on this show include Abby Cadabby.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a more recent. That's a more recent one. Yeah, Abby Cadabby.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Name this kids' TV program featuring Big Bird and Elmo. You would have got it from that.
Yeah.
It is Sesame Street. Yeah.
Flap
It was very big over here, to be honest. So, and it certainly wasn't around when I was a kid because we had much better stuff.
Yeah.
Backwards.
Oh, it was on TV when we were kids, but not that huge because it was American and teaching Americans.
Okay, question 8. In one story, this man completes a project for the promise of a $50,000 bonus, only to be told that it was just a joke.
Okay.
No?
Well, I would have jumped at, say, the clock, but I don't think that's it.
Nope. One story, anachronistically, asserts that the death of the elephant Topsy was advertised to discredit this man.
Yes.
Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison, yes.
No.
No, it would have been Nikola Tesla.
Nikola Tesla was the man that they wanted to discredit. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give you the rest of the clues anyway. This man allegedly used a machine with a vibrating plate to cure Mark Twain's constipation.
Yep.
This man ran out of funding before completing the Wardenclyffe Tower and experimental transmission station. Oh, the flat earthers love that one, don't they?
Don't they? Yeah. Great energy.
Yeah. This man was evicted due to the mess made by birds he would feed, including one he built a splint for, about which he declared, "I'd love that pigeon as a man loves a woman, and she loved me."
Yes. It's a bit scary.
Yeah. This man's induction motor was popularised by Westinghouse Electric, who sponsored him in the War of the Currents.
Yes.
Name this Serbian-American inventor, a component of AC, who feuded with Thomas Edison. It was indeed this man, Nikola Tesla. The hero of the Flurfs.
Yes, he's not a. He's a bit of a.
I don't know why they admire him so much.
troubled genius in some, but yeah. Oh, I think it's just supposed. I don't know whether over anyone else.
Maybe it's because he was ignored by the mainstream so much that that's why they hold him up as a hero.
I don't know.
Question 9. One member of this family recounted doing a routine with a statue of Pushkin during his trip to the Soviet Union, which was referenced in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. What family?
Oh, one member of this film.
Salvador Dali sent a member of this family an instrument made of barbed wire and planned to make giraffe as on horseback salad with him.
Family.
One member of this family recounted having an angry exchange of letters with Warner Brothers over references to Casablanca. His uncle sang the song Absolutely, Mr. Gallagher, Positively, Mr. Sheen. What family?
Nothing coming to mind.
Yeah. One member of this family recounted joining the Algonquin Round Table in a memoir titled That Man Speaks. Not Steven Seagal.
Yeah, I think I agree with Clive Wells, actually. The Marx.
Yeah, I think you're right. Clive is in fact right. It's the Marx family. Yeah. The Marx brothers, yeah. A member of this family, Minnie, managed her sons Adolf and Julius. Yeah. Members of this family appeared with Margaret Dumont in movies such as Animal Crackers, A Night at the Opera, and Duck Soup. That should have given it away.
Yeah.
Name this family with the brothers Zeppo, Chico, Harpo, and Groucho. Yeah. It was the Marx brothers. Yeah.
Apparently, Animal Crackers has come out of copyright, so you can watch it wherever you want. Yeah.
And your last question. This man kept a list of sins that ranged from squirting water on Sunday and putting a pin on John Key's hat to punching my sister and threatening my father and mother to burn them and the house over them. Who was it?
Wasn't Cromwell, was it?
Nope.
Nope.
This man's dog Diamond allegedly burned 20 years of his work.
Where the diamond dogs come from?
Oh,
that's Newton.
Who?
Isn't that Newton's dog? Burnt his.
It is. Diamond was Newton's dog, yeah. When he was working late one night, he knocked over a candle apparently and burnt 20 years worth of Newton's work.
I didn't know the dog's name, but remember the story.
Yeah. This man attempted to reconcile the timelines of myths and recorded history in his chronology of ancient kingdoms and extensively studied the geometry of the Temple of Solomon. Yeah, it's not just science stuff that he did. He did a lot of other shit too.
Oh,
yeah.
he did.
It was a bit all over the place, yeah.
Yeah. This man served as Master of the Mint for 30 years, stuck a needle under his eyelid during his studies of optics, and searched for the Philosopher's Stone during his alchemical work. Yeah.
Should have like Harry Potter.
Yeah. Physicists sometimes celebrate a holiday name for this man, as he was actually born on December the 25th. Yeah. This man packed a Royal Society committee with his own supporters to discredit his rival, Leibniz. Yeah, he really hated Leibniz. Name this man who, according to one tale, discovered gravity after being hit on the head by an apple, which is anecdotal and not true.
So, what did he discover again?
Isaac Newton.
So
What's
what did you discover again?
I still didn't understand you, Timbo.
What did he discover again? Mavity, was it?
Gravity.
No, Mavity. That's what it says.
Oh, Mavity.
Gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Discovered Mavity. Yeah. What did I put that in there for? The Mavity gravity. Obviously, I didn't spell check that, did I?
Yeah, I was thinking, is that is gravity that I haven't heard of yet? There's Mavity gravity.
Mavity gravity.
Now, you wrote this whilst watching Doctor Who, didn't you?
Yeah.
Timey-wimey.
Okay.
Yeah. Mavity gravity.
Yeah. Well, that was your quiz.
Well done. Thanks for that, Paul.
Oh, thank you very much. That was most entertaining.
Appreciate that quite a bit. Yeah. I had a few things to do, but I think we're getting a bit late. So I might just play. I bet Wally has a couple of good videos, so maybe we'll see how we go. Maybe next time. Or if other people want to watch him Wally was following it. Actually, not the very short one, I don't know if you remember. Wally made a challenge to Platzoid about his where the sun would rise. So I suggest you follow up on that because Platzoid, of course, tried to get out of that. And yes, Wally was able to show that he was wrong yet again. We might just finish up with another Everett.
If you're living a lie, the truth will make you upset. So if you get upset when I say that the earth is flat, it's because you're living a lie.
You alright, darling? You're not letting this get to you, are you?
No, of course not.
A little bit of bolly.
Yeah, just a smidge. Oh!
Bit of bolly.
All it took was a few David Weiss videos for TikTok to feed me, and it got this little brain going, okay? And I started saying, what's going on here?
I'll give you a tip. Doors are hard. Keep the change.
I came across this. I didn't personally know that we as Earth's entirety only sees one side of the moon.
Just get the hell over it.
Once again, Red's simple, earthy wisdom saves the day.
If you take a look here, I asked, why do we only see one side of the moon? It is because the moon spins on its axis, once in precisely the same amount of time that it takes it to orbit the Earth, once that we only ever see one side of it.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know bad news doesn't always travel fast?
Todd? You're fired.
Take a look at this. Now please tell me, where's the spin exactly? I just can't seem to see it.
I guess you never ran into an assistant plumber before. Well, put this in your pipe and smoke it. We're just getting started here. We're just warming up in the bullpen. Wait till I start my A game.
So ultimately it comes down to this. Either you believe in the astronomical coincidence, or you believe that maybe a creator placed it there for a reason.
You guys are total rubes.
I can't believe they fell for it.
I've never met anyone as gullible as you poor dope.
To be pulled in by such a simple thing like this.
So there I was, your ordinary Glober, lost in space, loving Star Wars.
Obviously
Come
not
to
a
find
Glober.
out, the Earth is flat.
Oh, Penny?
You need to get that, Dr. Cooper?
God, no.
Well, don't turn it off. You might miss your call from the Nobel Committee letting you know you've been nominated as Dumbass Laureate of the Year.
Oh, yeah? Well, you wouldn't even be nominated.
You see, I used to think I wanted to do a 30-year-long career and retire when I was old and decrepit. But Flat Earth changed that.
I know you're not quite right in the head, son. Maybe it's this dyslexia they keep talking about, but back when you were born, Babs and I called it retardation.
I want to pretty much make all my own stuff. You know, raise my own livestock, get out into the woods a little bit, and be a little self-sufficient and totally off-grid. That's how Flat Earth sort of changed my perspective, and I believe that a lot of other people will as well.
So let me do the talking here. Excuse me, get lost.
Well, there we have it for one night's show. I have to thank you all guys for coming. Thanks to Peanuts for coming. 10 past midnight here, probably time to shut up shop. And I'll catch you again next week. So,
yep.
Any last words out there? Apart from good night, Peanuts.
No,
miss.
Good night. Yeah, good night, Peanuts.
Good night, Peanuts.
Okay, guys. We'll see you next week. Should be gone.